Right now? Right now. Yes, welcome. You are here for the Out for Kamala Harris call. Y'all, we are mobilizing the whole lesbian, gay, bi, trans, and queer community, and we are on fire. Look, my people have never been accused of being prompt, but we got over 7,000 people that are on the call already. So hit up your group chats and make sure that they come too. Y'all, my name is Kelly Robinson. I'm proud to serve as president of the Human Rights Campaign. I use she and her pronouns, and I am just thrilled to be here in this space with all of you, with my people, not talking about what we're thinking about doing, but talking about what we are going to do to ensure Kamala Harris is the next president of the United States of America. Are you ready for it? Yes. Well, as we're getting started, I got to take a moment to thank our partners in this fight and in this work. Thank you to Advocates for Trans Equality, to the Alice B. Toklas Democratic Club out of San Francisco, to the National LGBTQ Task Force Action Fund, and so many more. This is a whole of movement effort to collect our people, to bring us together at a critical moment where we can uniquely drive change. Now, before we get too deep into it, I want to give a note to make sure that folks know we want this to be a welcoming and accessible experience. Closed caption is available in Zoom, so use that if you need to. Also, if there's an assistive technology that works better in YouTube, we are also streaming there live right now, so don't be afraid to go over there. But this is our space for all of us. Y'all, I just want to take a second to say thank you. Thank you to this community for showing up and giving the momentum that we need in this fight and in this world right now. Y'all, I am so grateful to President Joe Biden and the courageous decision that he made to pass the torch to Kamala Harris, to be that standard bearer that helps us think of what can be without being burdened by what has been, right? As our good soon-to-be president says. But for me, this moment matters because in this time, we're not just choosing between two candidates. We are choosing between two different futures for our country, two different futures for our kids at a moment where we got to make sure, make it clear and make it explicit. We're not just going to beat Donald Trump. We're going to stomp out Trumpism and all the MAGAism wherever it lives and where it lies. Because in this moment, we're going to ensure that love triumphs over hate, that hope triumphs over fear, that joy, somebody say joy. Joy. That joy is available to every single one of us. Y'all, I've been in the streets. I just got back from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the Republican National Convention was. And let me tell you, we are dealing with a unified opposition. They are unified in their hate. They're unified in their bigotry, in their sexism and their racism. And coming together today, we're showing them that we're unified too, that we got the power and the numbers and the people on our side. So y'all, I'm excited because I know that in times like these, things feel very hard. But we have to be clear, especially as queer folks, as people of color, this ain't the hardest it's ever been. There's always been moments that call our values into question as a nation, our humanity into question. And it's always been people like us that step up and protect it. I'm talking about those activists that came through during the AIDS crisis. I'm talking about the civil rights leaders who marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. I'm talking about everyone that stood up for marriage equality and against the trans bans all across the country. This is our moment, y'all. So if you're feeling hyped like me, and I know you are, we got work to do. We're gonna raise some money tonight. We're gonna get some volunteers out tonight, and we are gonna do what's needed to take that step forward towards freedom and towards victory. You know, I'll leave you with this. When I grew up in the church, they used to say that when you're experiencing a breakdown, there's usually a breakthrough waiting for you on the other side. Okay? Now, some of y'all need to hear that. When you're experiencing a breakdown like the one we're in, a social breakdown, a spiritual breakdown, a cultural one, there's usually a breakthrough waiting for you on the other side. Y'all, come on and get your breakthrough, all right? Now, I'm excited to introduce my colleague and partner in the fight, the Executive Director of Advocates for Trans Equality, Rodrigo.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, all of you, for tuning in and joining us tonight. I am so excited to be with you. This is history in the making. And what I'm most excited about with this election is that it is so easy for any of us to get scared and worried in these times, in these unprecedented times. But now with this election, we don't have to just watch this happen anymore. We get to take control. We now get to be in the driver's seat by voting, by getting our friends registered, getting them out to vote. We get to be in control and we get to make history happen. The stakes of this election could not be higher. We all know that. I'm preaching to the choir on this, but with this opportunity we have before us, we can change the game. We can now be in control and secure victory and secure the bag and get our freedom.
Secure
So
the bag.
I am so excited to be in this with all of you tonight and all the way to November 5th. Thank you all for being part of this. I am thrilled to be doing this shoulder to shoulder and hand in hand. This is not the only time we're going to be getting together, y'all, right? This is only the start of some incredible work we're going to be able to do together to get this over the finish line and not just elect President Harris, which we will, but usher in a new era where all of us can be our authentic selves no matter who we are. So thank you for being part of this. I should have said, I forgot to say who I am. I'm Rodrigo with Advocates for Trans Equality, but honored to be working with HRC on this. Thank you all, and back over to you,
Hey,
Kelly.
y'all, let's go to work. I'm introducing our MCs, and remember, tonight, we're raising money, and we're also making sure we get volunteers out for Kamala Harris.
Yes.
So, welcome our electrifying MCs for the night, Brandon Wolf and Nick Harris. Woo!
Woo! I love that energy. I love that energy. What's up, everyone? I'm Brandon Wolf, he, him pronouns, and I'm so proud to serve as National Press Secretary here at the Human Rights Campaign.
You all, and I'm Nick Harris, she, they pronouns, and I'm the proud Vice President of Outreach at the Human Rights Campaign. And welcome to the Out for Harris virtual rally.
Oh my gosh, what a week, Nick. What a week. You said earlier, what a difference a day makes. What a lifetime a week is, especially in politics. We're here obviously tonight because we're in a historic moment, from, you know, Brat Summer and me having to explain to Kelly who Charlie XCX is, to calls like these happening all across the country. There is no doubt that the entire country is electrified now that Vice President Kamala Harris is the presumptive Democratic nominee for President of the United States. But before we dig into her qualifications and start to hear from speakers, I do just want to take a moment, Kelly alluded to this, but I want to take a moment of gratitude and to acknowledge the leadership of President Joe Biden. Not just 5+ decades of public service, but also being a champion for LGBTQ plus people and a champion for Vice President Harris.
Absolutely. And I think uniquely as a Black woman sitting here today, you all, we don't have just the chance to, we will elect President Kamala Harris. When I think about the fact that she will not only be the first woman, the first Black woman, the first South Asian president of the United States, you all. And then when we think about what she said her mother told her, that she said, you will be the first many times over, but baby, make sure you're not the last.
And that's what tells you that she's been preparing for these moments her whole life. She is not just historic, she is supremely qualified. She's tested, she's a proven leader, and I gotta tell you, I'm excited to elect her.
Absolutely. She has been a wonderful champion for our community. Whether we think about this administration and the passage of respect for marriage, whether it's federal protections, they have been true allies. They've shown up for our community, and now it's time for us to show up for them.
It's time to show up. What does showing up mean? Kelly talked about it. I want to drill down deeper. On the screen, you've got instructions. Tonight is about showing up for Kamala Harris. She's done it, whether it was as District Attorney, Attorney General of California, or Vice President of the United States, a US Senator in there too. She's always shown up for us, and it's time for us to show up for her. So I want you to get out your phones if you're not already on them. If you are, do that thing where you slide the screen to the side and open a new application. Go to your text messages, just like Nick is. I want you to text out 2024 to 472 472. That's out 2024 to 472 472. You can also go in your browser, hrc.im/out 2024. And I want you to give of your time and your treasure. We need people power and we need resources in order to win this election. We will win this election, but it's going to take some work. And so we need everyone. Pitch in your time, your treasure. If you can give, please donate. If you can sign up a few hours to knock on doors, make phone calls, we so need you in this work right now. Before we get to our first speaker, I'm excited about the first speaker, but I have to share some exciting news, which is that right out the gate, we have a huge gift from out west, a $10,000 donation that has rolled in. I thank you. I'm so honored. I'm so grateful. And I know that that's going to inspire everyone else to give. So if you were thinking, gosh, should I pitch in my $10, my $20, my $100? Absolutely. Every bit of it counts, and we need you in this fight right now. So to tell us more about Vice President Harris and why she is so supremely qualified. I'm excited to introduce our first round of speakers. We have organizational leaders Mawuli and Kierra, followed immediately by Ambassador Rufus Gifford. Take it away.
Y'all can keep giving while we're waiting on the
Oh, you
video.
better keep giving.
That's right.
That was a
24, that
That
was
was
your
a
moment.
given.
That was your moment. Keep giving you all right now, 472-472.
Okay, well, while we're waiting on the video, you don't need to see me. Hopefully you can hear me.
We can hear you.
We can hear
All
you.
right.
Thank you, thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mawuli Tugbenyoh. I'm the senior co-chair of the Alice B. Toklas LGBTQ Democratic Club here in San Francisco. We're the oldest chartered Democratic club in the country, and I want to start tonight by first thanking President Joe Biden for his 50 years of dedicated and skillful service to our country and for being a great friend to our community. I also want to thank him for putting his full faith and support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. At Alice, we have known Kamala for a long time. In fact, we were her first official endorsement for district attorney in 2003 in a contentious race against a progressive incumbent and a much more well-known moderate candidate. By creating a coalition with community at its foundation, a coalition that included API, Black, and LGBTQ communities, and working people across the city, by bringing these groups together, she was able to create her own path to victory. Vice President Harris has always been with the people and fought for the people. In 2003, we saw her for the leader she was, and we stood with her back then, and we continue to believe in her and stand by her today. She has proven to be an incredible leader for our city, the state of California, and as vice president for our country. As the district attorney of San Francisco, Kamala Harris established the first of its kind hate crimes unit to investigate and prosecute anti-LGBTQ violence. As Attorney General, she refused to defend Proposition 8, which banned same-sex marriages, and later ordered same-sex marriages to proceed. Vice President Harris has always been there for us and fought for our community every step of the way. The LGBTQ community has always been at the center of her decision-making, never an afterthought. In Kamala Harris, you will find the true definition of an ally for our community. She's experienced, tested, and proven to be the best choice for America for President of the United States. So when she talks about defending women's reproductive rights and declares that she's not playing around as she did just a few days ago, I believe her. And when she says that she will continue to be a champion for LGBTQ equality, I believe her. And when she says that she will be Donald Trump in Project 2025, don't let that perfect, disarming smile fool you. I believe her, and you should too. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, y'all, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hey, it's so good to not see all of you, but to see some of you. I wish I could be partying with you all in one place, but you know what? We're going to be doing that in just a matter of months anyway. My name is Kierra Johnson. I'm the president of the Task Force Action Fund, the National LGBTQ Task Force Action Fund. And I'm just over the moon about being here with you all for this reason tonight. I am actually in Las Vegas. So if anybody's on the call, I'm in your city, I'm in your state. We're about to throw down and have a kickoff party for Creating Change 2025 tonight. And we are the National LGBTQ Task Force Action Fund is supporting Kamala because we know she's a candidate who will protect the right to vote and protect the right for fair elections. Now, some things, that's not an LGBTQ issue. Like hell, it isn't. We can't do anything without protecting democracy, right? And that is what this is about. This is the first time since President Carter that the Task Force Action Fund has endorsed a presidential candidate. That is no small thing. And we are excited to be putting our energy and our excitement and our feet on the ground for this campaign. We know LGBTQ children are under attack in schools, and voting for Kamala on November 5th will ensure that projects like Project 2025 and Agenda 47, which would put the lives of trans and non-binary youth at risk under the guise of parental rights, doesn't move an inch. During Vice President Harris's tenure in the Senate, she remained steadfast in her support of reproductive rights legislation and ensuring bodily autonomy. But this election season is not just about Kamala, it is about each and every one of you. It is about each and every one of us and us choosing to exercise our right to vote in these presidential elections, to vote down ballot for state house seats, school board, and ballot measures this November. This election is about who we are and the democracy we deserve to have. And it is about the people and our right to fight for liberation and equity. Onward. Can't wait to get in these streets with y'all. Have a great night. And I guess we'll be partying, like I said, very, very soon. Mwah. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I think I'm up. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Can you hear me and see
We
me?
can hear you.
Yay, great. Hi, everyone. My name's Rufus Gifford. I am the finance chair of the was the Biden-Harris campaign finance chair. And as of this week, the Kamala Harris for president finance chair. Let me just say first, one, as a very proud member of this community, I couldn't be sort of more kind of emotional tonight as I see there are 8,000 people on this call right now, all with the same goal in mind. And that is, we all understand how much is at stake, not just for our community, of course, but for the country at large. But we understand it firsthand. So let me just talk a little bit about what I do. Let me talk a little bit about how, and you're going to hear a little bit more from some of the folks. Sam Allman's going to join later on in the webinar to talk about, and he is our LGBT vote director. And he'll talk a little bit more about how you can get involved. But I want to talk a little bit about the money, which is my job here. So look, and I want to also acknowledge the last few weeks. I think a lot of us have had a very, very difficult last few weeks as we have struggled to make sure that we are going to win this election. And then what happened? On Sunday? What happened on Sunday was this extraordinary moment where we had what I believe is one of the great American presidents of all time, in Joe Biden, decide to pass the torch to the next generation in Vice President Kamala Harris, a woman who could not be any more qualified for the job of President of the United States. And what did we see? We saw this unprecedented, absolutely unprecedented surge in support from Americans across the country. And not only did we raise, and I'm not going to tell you exactly how much we've raised, we've only made public essentially where we were from Sunday afternoon until Tuesday night, where we raised just under $130 million between Sunday afternoon and Tuesday night, which this is my 5th presidential campaign. I did both Obama campaigns, and I also did the Biden campaign in 20. I've never seen anything like this before. The surge in support, because that support, the small dollar contributions, people giving $5, $10, $25, and even more than that, the numbers are extraordinary. Well over 1 million people have supported this effort, and we're going to need it. We're going to need it because what's happening here, we're going to be up against a juggernaut. We have to know that. We have to know this election is going to be tight. We have to know it's going to come down to 7 swing states. Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, North Carolina. The election is going to come down to that. Our opponents are going to be extraordinarily well funded. But thanks to the folks on this call and to so many others around the country, we are going to be well funded as well. And not only, I talked about just the money that we've raised in the last few days. That is critically important. But we've also signed up truly tens of thousands of volunteers and so many people who've never been involved in politics before. So I could not be any more grateful. Because truthfully, Americans, look, I think there was a nerve struck on Sunday in the last couple of days, because it's rare that you see an American leader step aside for the greater good. And that's what happened when President Biden passed the torch to Kamala Harris. And in Vice President Harris, We see a leader who's going to fight for every single day, fight for members of our community. Going to be an extraordinary president. But we on the campaign, we can't do this alone. This is not just about us. Yes, we are going to work. I can tell you this, I'm not going to sleep for the next 103 days. And I bet no one else on this phone is going to sleep for the next 103 days. But we can't do it. But this is not just about us. We all have to do this. These 8,000 people on this call right now, I hope to God that you all are going to do. You're going to give money. You're going to make phone calls. You're going to knock on doors. You're going to talk to your friends and family. Because we shouldn't in any way, we should always know that this is going to come down to the very last day, and this is going to be real close. But we have got to get out there. We've got to organize, and I believe that our community, that this LGBTQ plus community, can make a difference here. I believe that with all my heart. Knowing the margins of this election is just fundamentally true. But in the meantime, if you would, get out there. And I should say thank you, Kelly, and to the amazing group at HRC. You've been such extraordinary partners for me, not just on this campaign, but in so many campaigns in the past. We love you, and we're in lockstep with you. Thank you so much for putting this together. But if you could, get out and give what you can over the course of the night tonight. Let's put up some huge numbers, and let's let our community yell from the mountaintops how important this is, and and let people know the stakes. So grateful to you all. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been great fun. And look, 103 days, right? We can do anything for 103 days. And so let's get this done. Thank you all so much for having me.
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you so much. You're so right.
Absolutely. Can I just say this? Folks on this virtual event understood the assignment.
Absolutely.
Y'all are on fire. Continue giving. Where are we right now?
I got to share. We're already at $90,000 and climbing. $90,000 and climbing, y'all. Which means if you have not texted, it's time to text.
It is time to text. You all, listen. Right now, you need to text. What is it?
It's out 2024 to 472-472. And I gotta say, time and treasure, we have over 1,000 people who've already said they will volunteer, knocking doors, making phone calls. This is huge.
And for those that don't have the text version, please use the link. Again, that's hrc.im/out2024. You all, I'm ready for the next wonderful surprise. I'm about to geek out for a moment. You all, we have the first out openly LGBTQ senator from California. Come on, Senator Butler. Can I just say this? California is doing right by us right now.
100%. 100%.
Come on, California. Right by us. Take it away.
What's up, Senator?
Well, thank you all so much for having me. Let me start by just recognizing the leadership of Kelly and Rodrigo. It is incredible what is happening right now on this call. Almost 8,000 people from across the country. I've been watching the chat. You got my sisters from Mississippi who are on the call. You got those calling in from Oklahoma and Illinois and Maryland. And I know folks from California are all up and through this chat. And so thank you all for inviting me and for hosting tonight's event. It is incredible what is happening across this country. The leadership that was shown by President Biden has been shown over 5 decades. That's longer than I've been living, y'all. This man has been a public servant to the people of this country. Not always perfect, but always committed. Not always exact, but always in the game. And so to be able to see what President Biden did on Sunday and to witness his incredible show of leadership was just and should be an inspiration to us all. Let us all aspire to have the opportunity to put our personal egos aside and to put the people before any personal achievement. Now, what he has done in his endorsement, his full-throated endorsement of California's daughter, Vice President Kamala Harris, is just another display of the kind of leadership and the kind of human being that he is, giving his full-throated leadership to his vice president, to the first woman to serve in the role of vice president, to the first Black and South Asian woman to serve as vice president, has really inspired a movement across this country. There's so many comparisons to what took place in 2008, the energy, the giving, the volunteerism, the excitement, the feel, the vibe of what is taking place across this country is absolutely electric. And I must associate myself with the comments of the ambassador. This is our moment. This is our time. We aren't just looking for the opportunity to make a difference. LGBTQ plus leaders across this country, givers, volunteers, activists, we are going to make the difference in this election, not only in the election of Vice President Harris, but we're going to make sure that Democrats are able to keep the Senate and make sure that we're going to send the first Black person, the first Black man to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives, because this community is not just about the top of the ticket. We want to make sure that that Black woman, that Black job is going to be a job that's able to deliver for the American people, and giving her a Congress that she can work with to advance the issues that are important to our lives, that are important to the lives of our family and those we love and care. Most importantly, the issues that are important to the majority of the American people. That is what we are going to do. And that's why I'm so excited to be joining this call. It was mentioned that I am the first Black out LGBTQ plus leader in the Senate. I am only the third Black woman to ever serve in the United States Senate. I am only the 12th Black person to ever serve in the institution's 248-year history. What we have the opportunity to do is move beyond counting just a handful of representatives in the United States Senate and in the House of Representatives. We have the opportunity to kick the door wide open, to not just crack the glass ceiling, but to blow it out. And that's what we have in front of us. And that's what I'm so excited about joining tonight's call to declare is in front of us. This opportunity to blow it out, not just for Kamala Harris, the woman who we have all come to know, love, and admire, not just for leader Hakeem Jeffries, who will be breaking his own glass ceiling, but for the future of our country, for the future and safety of our community. My wife and I have a 9-year-old daughter. She'll be 10 in September. She has known Vice President Harris her whole life. When I was telling her what was happening on Sunday, her first thing was to say to me, well, when you talk to Miss Kamala, can you ask her if I can be her vice president? Brothers and sisters, siblings, that is what this moment is about. Inspiring the next generation of leaders to be able to see and see themselves do what their society has told them was never possible. To shatter glass ceilings and create a future of unification for our country. As Kelly noted, rejecting hate, rejecting the policies of Project 2025, rejecting Trumpism, rejecting sexism and ageism and racism and all the isms, to bring our country together. That is the kind of leader that I have known for more than a decade. That is who we have in Vice President Kamala Harris. My last bit to offer this incredible community tonight is simply to say this. When I made the decision that I was not going to run for the United States Senate, I made one commitment to the people of California and to the people of this country. My commitment was that even knowing that my time in the Senate was going to be 14 months, appreciating that that was a long time, but it ultimately is a short time. My commitment was that I was not gonna count the days, but I was gonna make the days count. And I invite all of us to take that commitment on tonight. Rufus noted there are 103 days left in this election. Between now and November 5th, we have the opportunity to wake up every single day and make every minute count. And so as we all gather here tonight and we give what bit we can, even if the amount is $1, even if the amount is $100,000, I want us to know that there is something that we can do every day to make every day count in this critical moment as we fight for the future of our country, as we fight for the soul of our country, as we fight for the future that our children deserve to have in front of them. Thank you all so much for having me. I am honored to be a part of this community and part of this call tonight. It is an inspiration to us all. And I hope that as we are celebrating this moment, that we are committing to each other, that 103 days is nothing. 103 days, we can do that in our sleep. But that as we do it, we're going to make every call. We're going to send every text. We're going to volunteer for every shift. We're going to do everything it takes to win the future that we and our children and our community deserves. And it is embodied in the leadership of Vice President Kamala Harris. Thank you all so much for having me and for what you are going to do to make history and move this country to its next level of excellence. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. We so appreciate you. I'm thrilled. We're here tonight. I can't get enough. And just speaking about the Senate, she said black job. You know what a black job is? United States Senator.
And also President.
And President of the United States, okay? And we know we have to keep the Senate blue. We have an incredible candidate who's going to help us do that. We've got 60 seconds. Miss Angela Alsobrooks, who is going to be the next United States Senator from the great state of Maryland. Miss Angela, how you doing?
Yes, indeed. I'm wonderful. And listen, I am so excited to be here tonight, and especially after hearing from the super bad Senator Laphonza Butler, who I must say we really do owe a debt of gratitude. The one thing that she didn't say, because she's so humble, is that we have now, as our soon-to-be nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris, in part because of the tremendous work that Senator Butler has done over the years to ensure that women have been able to be elected. She's done so much work through Emily's List. She's worked so hard over the years to build a network of fundraising and other apparatus. And so I just want to say thank you so publicly to her. She is a super bad. I don't know how many of you all know how super bad she is. And I especially want to thank her also for the tremendous help that she's even given me as I entered my race last year. She was there right away. She said a few things that I just must piggyback on, is that we are in a moment. I think we all recognize, first of all, how great it is that our democracy is working, that we are now able to fight together for the future that we desire to build for ourselves and for our families, and that in this moment we get to fight for our freedoms, the very freedoms that, by the way, the Republicans have taken great joy in trying to roll back. And so we are not only here fighting tonight to make sure that we make Kamala Harris the next president of the United States, but I want to say that the Senate is also critically important. The firewall, the thing that allows the majority in the Senate, is going to be crucially important to make sure that we impanel on the Supreme Court of the United States justices who are interested in civil rights and human rights. We need to make sure that we are confirming justices, and we're going to have the opportunity in this next term to confirm 2 to 3 Supreme Court justices. And as we look at the tremendous damage that these courts have done, not only to voting rights and other rights, but LGBTQ rights, that they are really working affirmatively to roll back our rights and our freedoms. And so it is going to be important to have senators there who are working to make sure that we are continuing to have an agenda that moves us all forward. And so what an exhilarating time we're in, and I love what the vice president has said when she said, you know what, we're going to win. We are going to win. We are going to win, but it's going to require the participation of every single one of us, which is why I am just so grateful that all of you are on the call. So, we're going to move together to support and get Vice President Harris elected as the next president of the United
We
States.
absolutely will. We got a question for you. We got to pause. What is your one word about why you showing up for Kamala, our next president?
Destiny is future.
Destiny.
Yes,
Period.
Period. That's
Period.
it. That's what we're
Period.
talking about.
And we
Thank
understand the assignment.
Absolutely. We understand the assignment. We appreciate you, and we're going to show up
Thank
and make
you.
sure that happens. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you so much. Oh,
Thank
we
you.
are loving it. We're loving the energy. Keep it flowing. We need donations. We need time and treasure. You got it on your screen. You know where to give. I cannot wait.
And speaking of treasure, you all, we are at over $150,000.
Come on.
Giving. This is the energy. Where are we going again? 472. What are you sending?
We're gonna text out 2024 to
Out
472 472. That's the one.
That's right.
All right, I'm so excited. I know you're excited
You
too.
know,
You're a
I'm
fan.
very
You're a fan. I cannot wait to introduce our next pair. I just want to say we've got so many people in the queue. We're trying to keep things to 1 minute. It's like speed dating for Kamala Harris, if you will. But I cannot wait to hear from our next pair of guests. Please help us to welcome the iconic George Takei, beloved actor, tireless advocate, and of course, his dear husband, Brad. Their love story is such an inspiration to all of us. Hi, guys. How are you? Let's hear from you.
There.
We're good. We can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
We can hear you.
Good. Well, let me first be candid with you guys. We were dedicated supporters of Joe Biden. We were with him from the beginning all the way to Sunday. But when he made that magnanimous decision to pass the baton to his vice president, we were, because we believe in Joe Biden, we were enthusiastically for her. And just in that act, Joe Biden made history. That has never occurred before. And we're going to continue making history with Kamala Harris. She is going to be a history maker. The first biracial, African American, Asian American candidate for the president of the United States. She's already made history there. But in addition to that, she is making history with what she brings to the office, to the campaign. We are Californians, and we know Kamala's history. She has served as a prosecutor of criminals in California. She has that experience, and it is going to be very powerful, and she's going to use it in this campaign. Beyond that strength and power and history, she brings with her joy. You can just see it in her big smile and that wonderful guffaw of hers. And that means she brings optimism to the campaign. And that is a winning quality. Strength, optimism, and joy. And she is the very personification of diversity. You can see it in her, and her diversity embraces the world, from Jamaica all the way down to South Asia, India. And beyond that, what she has done proves her embrace of diversity. She has officiated at over gay weddings all over. Now, she didn't officiate at ours. Ours was officiated by a Mexican-American Buddhist minister who happens to be our minister. But that's also diversity. So we have, in just one candidate alone, strength, joy, diversity. And that is a way to defend democracy, because that's going to be one of the important issues of this campaign. Defending democracy against a convicted felon. So I feel very optimistic, sharing Kamala's optimism. And I know that we will be getting together and joyously celebrating a new record-breaking, historic presidency for the United States, President Kamala Harris.
I
And
love it.
Very
speaking of
much.
that, we have to ask you, what's your one word that you want to give us to inspire us to go out and vote? What's your one word?
One word is a real challenge because Kamala is so diverse. And well, that word diversity, not only in her background and her issues, but also she's diversity in talent and diversity. She personifies diversity in her mission.
That's right.
Diversity.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, we love you, George and Brad. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You inspire us every
We're
single
going to
day.
live long and prosper.
Yeah.
Infinite diversity and infinite combinations.
Nick's life is made right now.
Y'all,
I
I'm
can't
done.
even tell
Just
you.
keep giving. I'm done though. I'm not really done. Thank you so very much, you all. I have the honor. I grew up watching this to introduce our next powerhouse speakers. You all, please welcome right now, That's So Raven star in The View, Raven-Symon and her wife Miranda Pearman Mayday, whose love story and advocacy are completely inspiring. Take it away, you all.
Hi, everyone. We just wanted to come on here right now and say how much, one, thank you so much for letting us be a part of this, and thank you to everybody that is a part of it as well. I stand Kamala. Here's the situation. I need someone that I'm proud to say runs the country that I'm in. I need someone that stands up for my bodily, my body. I need someone that stands up for the different communities that I venture into, from female to LGBTQ plus to African American. I want someone that represents me for this country, and that's who she is. I stand her.
Yes, I second all of what my wife just said. I am so excited to be here. Number one, thank you for having us. And I support Kamala because I believe she knows what our society needs. Specifically when it comes to protecting women's reproductive rights, offering paid family medical leave, supporting marriage equality. She understands this country was built on the principles of liberty, freedom, and equality for all. And as a former prosecutor, knows that no one is above the law. She recognizes the girls, the gays, the theys, and everyone in between, which we totally had the pleasure of seeing firsthand at her home in June for the Pride celebration.
She throws a party, honey. She throws a party.
She does. Absolutely.
She totally does. And as everyone probably knows, you can't go on any social platform right now and not hear someone say Kamala is brat or call her Mamala. But to me, she is hope. She is our future. And she is Madam President.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Period. Madam President. We didn't even need one word. We needed just two words. Madam President. Those
Madam
are the two.
President.
Period.
Well,
That's it.
We're so grateful for you both. Raven, Miranda, thank you so much for being a part of this. Truly, truly, we're in it together and we're going to win this thing.
Yes, we
There
are.
it is. Vote, vote,
Thank
vote.
you, everybody.
Vote, vote, vote. Okay.
We want to keep it going, but I
keep
gotta
it going.
say
You
this.
gotta give an update.
You all, we are now over $170,000. Please do not stop giving. Keep the momentum going. Every dollar counts. Every volunteer shift that you pick up counts. Remember, you will go and text out 2024 to 472-472 or go to hrc.im/out 2024. Call your cousin, call your friend, call everybody
You
and
got
let
5
them know
people
to
in your
jump on.
phone. You got 5 people in your
I've been
phone.
texting right now.
I
already
knew that's what you were doing over there. I knew you were up to something over there. The next pair are near and dear to my heart. These are some of my dear friends, and I'm so grateful that they were able to jump in and share a message with us. I know that I think they're in Paris for the Olympics. Please help us to welcome Ashlyn Harris and Sophia Bush.
Hi,
Hi, y'all. It's so good to see. What's it like midnight there or something? Even later.
honey, it's almost 4 a.m. The work never stops.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. We're so grateful. I know it's late, but we could not do this without you.
I mean, there's really nothing more important, right? And I gotta say, as the California baby and, half of this duo here, to have this whole group of incredible people be so on fire for Kamala and to have Laphonza Butler on this call, like, my God, I've just never been so proud. Truly, like this moment feels magical. And I think there's nothing more important for our nation, but also for our community.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. So much work to do. I'm so inspired. I'm so hopeful. And we're ready to win this thing. So vote, vote, vote. I know it's 4 a.m. here, but like I said before, we're willing to stay up all night, every day. The work never stops, and we are here, and we are fucking queer. And I am so happy to be amongst all you beautiful people. So thank you for showing up. That's the greatest gift we can give each other, is continue showing up for each other, and we're gonna win this thing. So
Absolutely.
everyone, let's go. And it's so good to see everyone.
Yeah. And I have to say, like, in a time where the stakes couldn't be higher and what's at stake can often feel very dire, to come into community like this that is joyful and fired up and excited, it's so restorative. And, we've got one side that wants to turn America into this scary, terrible oligarchy where if you're not like older, rich, pale, male, stale, there's nothing for you. And then you've got this team that cares about like, go USA, go gays. Those are our Olympic cheers, Chloe. And also like, go climate, go people, go women, go people of color, go like she's, he's, and theys. There's a group for all of us. And then there's this like terrible, scary, if you scripted it, a studio head would be like, too on the nose, go rewrite it. Like so evil that it feels ridiculous, but it's terrifying. And the fact that our community is this like beautiful, gorgeous coalition of humans that just want everybody to thrive. Y'all give me so much hope. So thank you for everything you do. Brandon, Team HRC, Kelly, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We love you both so much. Please travel safely, eat baguettes, drink champagne for us, and we're all gonna roll up our sleeves and
go Team USA. Everything starts
go Team USA, go gays. I love all of it. I love it. Good to see you both. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Sleep well.
Okay,
I'm loving it.
We're going next to a friend of both of ours, right? And her name fits the moment that we're in, you all. Please welcome Hope Giselle. But Hope, I gotta add a last name, right? You just got married.
Come on.
I did just get married.
Looking amazing during all of this. Please share with us, Hope, what brings you here and why you're supporting Kamala as our next president?
A freedom that they did not give to me, and a freedom that they cannot take away. I think that when I look at what this woman stands for, when I look at where she came from, I see myself. And when I can see myself, I can embody what hope really looks like. It's not by choice or by chance that my name is Hope. It's because that is what I choose to be. I choose to be the thing in the world that I did not see growing up. I choose to be the thing that I did not feel growing up. I choose to be invigorated by the things and the people around me that want to see folks like me do well, that want to see folks like me speak out, that want to see folks like me be able to live, thrive, and show up. And it's not just about my queerness. It's about the intersections of where I show up and how I show up. It's about knowing and understanding that when I come into the room, my Blackness, my queerness, my neurodivergency, all of those things show up with me. And when I think about the other side and I think about the exclusivity that they wish to have, I say this all the time, that everything exclusive goes on sale at some point. And I think that this Trump and the America that he wants to have has gone on sale so many times that they are in the bargain bin at Walmart, unable to be fished out by even the most thirsty of grandmothers with a coupon. And I think that we need to remind them of where they belong. We need to remind them of where they will stay. We need to remind them that this is a Kamala presidency. We need to remind them that they are just running this race for the exercise that they so desperately need, because at this point we are taking the seat, we are taking over the new way of thinking, we are taking over the way that we're going to show up, and we're going to do so in numbers and in droves, not just simply because that's the way that we want to do things, but because that is the right way. The will and the way of the people will always show up and show out, and we are doing that exactly tonight. And if I had to think of one word that I had to give to you all to make sure that you vote, it is to have hope and to be faithful in the process, because that is exactly what this woman is giving us. That is exactly what she's going to bring to us when she takes this seat. And that is exactly what we are going to feel for the next 4 years in the foreseeable future with her as our head.
Hope,
You just did that thing.
you
Y'all,
always do it to us.
always.
Come
We're
on.
passing a virtual collection plate. Oh, thank you for that. You did a work. You know, I had to go under my hat because that was a read, baby. That was a read.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Hope. We love you. We
We love
appreciate that word.
And
Thank you.
congratulations, newlywed.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, y'all. We're doing it. We're passing the
Yeah.
collection plate. You have it on your screen. You know what to do. Text out 2024 to 472-472. You can go to hrc.im/out2024. You can give up time. You can give up treasure. You can give up both. We want to see you on the
We'll
doors.
take both.
Pitch in your $10, your $100. We can do this, y'all. We are pouring it in. We told you over 170,000. We're going to give you an update in just a minute on where we are, but thank you. Thanks for being on. Thanks for sticking with us. You talked about it being a future moment. We've got, Star Trek stars left and right on the channel tonight. But we also have to come back to reality once in a while.
Yes, we do.
And who better to bring us back to reality than a star of reality TV, an incredible businesswoman. Please help me welcome Jenna Lyons, Real Housewife of New York. It is so good to see you, Jenna.
I never thought that that's how I'd be introduced, but thank you so much. And I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. And I mean, it feels so incredibly important because I cannot believe that we're living in a state where I think fear and hate and lies have become stronger and more important than hope and integrity and inclusivity. And it's just, it's so important, I think, to support Kamala for a million reasons, not just the fact that she's a woman, not just the fact that she's a minority, but I think the fact that, like, as we've talked, like, she gives us hope. I want people to be able to see themselves in the White House and imagine themselves there. And, in my lifetime, I have had the incredible honor of getting to go to visit the White House when the Obamas were there. And I remember so distinctly looking around and feeling like everyone in the room, it felt like America. And I don't see that currently in what is happening in our White House today and just in our legislature. The people that are running the country and making decisions for me and my body and the people who I love and care about don't look like me, and they don't look like any of us on the call, and they don't care about us in the way that I think they need to. And I know that Kamala does, and I am thrilled and honored to be here to talk to her, for her and about her and to support her. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes. So thank you for having me. And we got to do this, people. It's a matter of life and death.
It absolutely is. And thank you. Thank you for your powerful words. Thank you for being here. You're willing to do it all. We're willing to do it all. We are 100%, and we're going to help win this election in November. Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you so much.
All right. We're ready for the next one.
We are.
Let's
absolutely.
go. Next, we're going to hear from Jonathan DeLarco. And we got everybody. It's like a red carpet of who's who showing up for Kamala Harris. Jonathan, take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jonathan DeLarco, and I support Kamala Harris because we have never had a bigger champion in the White House. It was back in June of 2015, just a few days after marriage equality had been affirmed by the Supreme Court, that my husband and I, Kyle, took our first time I met our future president, Kamala Harris. She was wearing a rainbow glittery jacket, and the photo of her in that parade in that jacket has now become iconic. And I also think emblematic of the kind of joy in which she wears her allyship, literally on her sleeve. Kamala was in the trenches of that horrible Prop 8 fight. As Attorney General, she refused to acknowledge that law. And she has been on our side in the White House, in the most pro-LGBTQ administration in American history, led by our dear President Biden. Whether LGBTQ rights are at issue, women's right to choose are at issue, we could not have a more powerful fighter than Kamala Harris. This is why when on Sunday, Biden passed the baton to her, we literally saw a tsunami of support with unprecedented contributions and volunteer signups and real, honest to goodness excitement. But we can't kid ourselves. This thing's not going to be easy. The other side has some really dark forces at play, and they are hell-bent on coming back into power. And they are hell-bent at turning our country backwards into our community, putting us in a place where we have no rights. They have already targeted trans children, banned books. They're on track to try to overturn marriage at the Supreme Court. So this moment, this is why we're here, to commit ourselves to electing Kamala Harris, to do everything we can to talk to our friends, to register voters, to contribute money to organizations and to the campaign. So, as she said in a speech earlier this week, we are not going back. Thank you for your help and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. Wow. And look who appears on the set with us, live and in real life, Wilson Cruz. Come on.
How are you? Hi, everybody. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm literally coming to you from the Vice President's residence.
Wow.
Just a few minutes ago, where I was taking part in an event that Voto Latino had actually organized before the Vice President, I'm already calling her President.
It's fine. We'll go with that.
Before our next president had actually announced that she was running. So this was an event that, was already pre-planned. But I have to tell you, this is part of what we have to do right now. We have to look at our own Venn diagrams and see what all of our communities are, because it's going to take all of us to make this work, to make this happen. So I'm talking to my Latino people. I'm talking to all of my communities. I'm talking to y'all. Here's the deal. Everything is on the line. Everything. When I think about why we have to win this election, it's because everything is on the line. I think about my parents who rely on their Social Security and their Medicare. I think about my 18-year-old niece who just graduated high school and who has less rights over her own body than her grandmother and her mother did. And the fact that she is now looking to go to college, I don't want her saddled with college bills, right? I think about my two nephews who go to public school. And Project 2025 says that they want to reinstate the draft. And guess who gets to be drafted? People who go to public school, not private school, not people with money. Read it. Read Project 2025. Understand that. I think about my brother who has diabetes, whose insulin cost has been lowered because of this administration. I want to continue that trend, that we take on pharmaceutical companies. I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she sees us. She's been an unrelenting, visible, vocal ally to our community throughout her career, throughout her life. She talks about us in rooms that we are not in. I was at Voto Latino today. She was talking to a Latino organization. She didn't have to bring us up, but she did, because she knows that we are in this community. She sees us. She understands us. She has fought for us. She has married us. She loves us. She sees us as part of the community, as a vital part of this community, as opposed to an administration that has done everything to try to erase us. And they're starting with our kids. Okay? I'm the chair of the board of Listen, so I'm coming to you in that respect as well. The Trump administration and these MAGA minions have made the lives of our LGBTQ students and their parents a living hell. A living hell. Making them afraid to be who they are in school, not allowing them to access the medical care that our trans and non-binary young people need in order to survive, to be who they are. You know, I was listening to the vice president today, and she said there's a difference. This election is the difference between an administration that relishes bringing people down. I'm going to be an administration that lifts people up.
Love it.
It's day and night.
That's right.
So look at your Venn diagram, talk to your people,
Live in the context.
make sure that you're registered, get your people out and vote, have awkward conversations. This is the time for it.
Yeah.
Tell them what it means to you personally. And I'll see you at the voting booth.
Period. Period.
That's right.
Period. We are so glad you stopped by. Thank you.
I love you
Thank
guys.
you.
I
We
love
love
you.
you more. We
Thank
love
you.
you more.
Mwah.
Like, we got guests on the studio. We got guests
Oh,
on the
wait.
studio.
Live long and prosper, y'all.
Oh, come on.
George
This is, it's like a Star Trek marathon in here.
By
It's
the
like a
way,
Star Trek marathon.
By the way, we're over $200,000.
Oh, come on. You're just gonna drop that at the end.
I'm just gonna say, and with that, I'm out.
Out, 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 out. Amazing. Everything happens at the HRC 8th floor studio, by the way. We're gonna just keep it rolling
Keep
with
it
the
going.
Star Trek
Keep it
theme,
going.
right?
Keep it
Out,
going.
proud, and boldly going where few leading men have ever gone before. I'm so excited that we have Zach Quinto with us today. Come on. Zachary, what's up?
Hi. Hi, it's good to be here. Thank you so much. It's really an honor. I've been so inspired by what everybody's been saying, and it's been accumulating from one person to the next. I feel like they're all ideas that I've had in one form or another, and so to hear it articulated by so many incredible people who are so passionate and so committed is really inspiring to me. I'm so excited for this moment, and also I'm so aware of what we're facing, right? And I don't, of course, need to say that to anybody. What's at stake for our community? And one of the things that led me to ask myself is how can we respond to the urgency of this moment, but not be motivated by fear? Because what we are up against, because it's being brought to us, is motivated by fear, and we have to expand beyond it. And I think that the way to do that is in community, is in outreach. This is personal, right? They are actually coming for us. And when I ask myself why, what is it about us that engenders fear in people? I think about all of our coming out stories, right? Everybody on this call either has had their own coming out story or has been integrally a part of someone else's. And the vulnerability, the transformative power of that, I think is really intimidating. And I think it is part of the reason that people are coming to us with fear. And so for me, this is a moment about rising above fear and finding power in our history and harnessing our ancestors and our forebears, Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, Larry Kramer, Harvey Milk, so many people, Edie Windsor, the people who got us to this moment. And now it is our responsibility and our honor to be able to carry that moment forward. And that's why I'm supporting Kamala Harris. The word is integrity. She's proven it. She has embodied it. It is everywhere in her record, her impressive and her factual record, which is an inspiration to all of us. So I'm thrilled to be here. I can't wait to get involved, to roll up my sleeves, to travel, to speak, to fight, because that is what it's going to take. And that idea of it being personal and reaching out to the people in your lives that you can help influence, to seeing with a broader perspective is, I think, really important in this moment. So thank you so much for having me. It's great to hear everybody. I feel so inspired and motivated, and have a great night.
Thank you, Zachary. Thank you. Truly.
Absolutely. You all, please keep giving right now. Remember to text out 2024 to 472-472. Keep the dollars rolling in. Keep signing up for volunteerships. Remember, you can also go to hrc.im/out2024. And next, I'm going to turn it over to Governor Maura Healey
Come on.
from Massachusetts. Governor, I got one question. Can we make everywhere Massachusetts? Because
Come
I
on.
came from Florida. That's my ask. And then tell us why you're supporting the next president, Kamala Harris.
Well, I love my state. I love Massachusetts and what we stand for. And I'm here tonight because I am a huge Kamala Harris fan. I had a chance to work with her as Attorney General. We overlapped because I was Attorney General here for many years. And, you know, I'll say a few things. I'm the first lesbian to be elected governor in the country. I was the first gay person to be elected Attorney General in the country. And I took office at the time with when Kamala Harris was Attorney General in California. But I actually came to know her before that because back in 2004, appreciate that she officiated same-sex marriages in California. That was just about the time that we were in court here in Massachusetts over marriage equality. Flash forward to her time as Attorney General. And I witnessed as she not only said, I am not going to defend the discriminatory Proposition 8, I'm actually going to petition the court and go a step further to try to get that repealed. You know, Kamala Harris is a person of strength, of grace, of empathy, of compassion. And yes, she is tough, which is probably why Donald Trump backed out of a debate tonight.
Period. That's right.
So I'll say a few more things because this is so important to us. She's obviously continued that advocacy as senator, as vice president, and big shout out to President Biden, the first to step forward back in 2012 May and declare that love is love and gay people should be allowed to marry. That administration, the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris team have done so much for our community. You know, there's a lot of love and joy right now, and there should be. But I also want your dollars to be fueled by the stark reality of what's coming if we don't do the work. And I want you to donate, and I want you to get on your networks. Talk to your mothers, your fathers, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, kids, friends, colleagues, because here's what's at issue. We are facing a situation where we may go back to a time, if we don't do the work, and be discriminated against in school, in the workplace, at hospitals. Think about that. Think about not having access to marriage equality, to Medicaid, to coverage under the Affordable Care Act, to all sorts of things. Think about the specter of no funding for HIV/AIDS prevention. Think about, once again, bans on transgender people from serving in the military, and so much more. And I say that because that's the reality. And I speak, yes, as a former prosecutor, attorney general, and yes, now as governor. That's what we're up against. So when people come at me and come at my freedoms and those whom I love, I feel angry about that. That's not right, right? And I think we've also got to use that and channel that to get people to understand what's really at stake here and to go out and make sure we do the work. And to make the argument that if they're coming for anyone's rights, any of our rights, they're coming for everyone's rights. There's a reason that Kamala chose freedom as her song, right? That's what it's about. We got to fight for it. We got to protect it. We've got to bring others into it. And together we're going to go out and get this done. But we need the money, okay?
Yes.
So go out and please continue to give tonight. And from here, make a statement. When Donald Trump backs out of a debate because he is not worthy to be on the stage with Vice President Harris, when he backs out, let's double down and show him by doubling our contributions tonight and our commitment and our resolve. Love you all. Thank you for convening all of us.
I love it. I love it.
And
Thank
we love you back.
We love you right back.
We
I
love
gotta
you
say,
back.
as a Florida refugee now living in Washington, D.C., it's nice to hear a governor that knows what freedom actually means.
Absolutely.
And speaking about it so passionately. Thank you, Governor. Thank you. And she's right. We got to give. We got to power the movement. We need people power. We need resources. You know what to do. You're going to text out 2024 to 472-472. You're going to go to hrc.im/out 2024. You're going to give of your time and treasure so we can make Kamala Harris the next president of the United States. All right, we've got a lineup of folks coming next that I am very excited about. I'm going to give you our next three speakers so you can get revved up and power through them with us. First, we're going to hear from the incredible hit-making songwriter, fierce LGBTQ+ advocate, Justin Tranter, followed immediately by Brian Michael Smith, who I know you're excited.
Sexiest man
about.
alive.
Come on, People Magazine.
People Magazine, sexiest man alive.
And then we're gonna round it out by going to church with State Senator Chevron Jones from our home state.
That's my senator.
Oh,
That's
Florida.
my state senator, 305 representative.
The
We're ready.
305. But Justin, we want to pass it over to you. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Justin, you're muted.
Thank you. There we go. Thank you so much for having me. Many of you maybe have no clue who I am, but I have written songs like "Is It Too Late Now to Say Sorry?" and the current very, very gay song that I co-wrote with Chapel Roan called "Good Luck Babe." And I mention those things to just say that gay people, queer people, we are everywhere and we are not going back. I live in California and I get to work with someone as brilliant as Chapel Roan because Kamala Harris made this state beautiful and progressive and amazing. And we are not going back. And I am lucky and I am privileged and I am donating $20,000 tonight to Kamala Harris. Let's go.
All right now.
On to the next one. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Back. Rewind. Please share again, Justin. Get people
You
excited.
said 20,000?
20,000. I had to come back.
Am I still here? Am I still with you?
You are
Can
still here.
I said 20,000. I'm not going back. It's $20,000 is the least that we can do to not go back. She was my candidate in 2020. I didn't get her, but I'm going to get her this time. Damn it. Let's go.
Yes,
Sure will.
we love
Thank
that.
you,
Thank you, Justin. We are so grateful. Wow. Tonight is such good energy. I love the energy in here.
Absolutely.
Okay, now back to your regularly scheduled programming. We're gonna do
Sexiest man alive.
Come
That's
on.
all you need to say.
Brian Michael Smith.
Sexiest man alive. Let's
Oh, I
hear
thought
it.
they were talking about me.
Look, Don, I thought they was talking about you too. I was ready for Don. Yeah. Let's do the show.
I'm sorry. I need to mute my mic.
We just gonna keep it sexy.
That was right on time. It was right on time.
Kamala
All
is
right.
sexy in my I have to say right now. Anybody who is advocating for freedom, anybody who is advocating for justice, anybody who is advocating for keeping our rights, and keeping that protection is sexy in my book. For those who don't know me, my name is Brian Michael Smith. I'm an actor and advocate. I'm also on the board of directors for the Human Rights Campaign. I just want to thank you for your support just by showing up today for that. And as a trailblazer in my own right, I became the first openly Black transgender man to be cast in a series regular role on network TV, playing Paul Strickland on 911 Lone Star. I understand the importance of representation. I understand the importance of being the first, but making sure I'm not the only. And Kamala Harris is someone who has done that, being the first in many, many instances, but making sure that she keeps the door open and that she takes care of other people and she brings other people up, right? And if you look at the administration that she's in right now with Joe Biden, I mean, they have over 200 openly gay people in the administration right now. So you don't have people talking about you who don't know about your experience. You have people from your experience representing you, listening to you, advocating for you, and making sure that what's important to us is being heard in these rooms. And we want to keep that going. I'm telling y'all that Project 2025 is terrifying. And the work that they're already doing, that the things that they've already undermined, even without having that man in the office, is terrifying. So I want to make sure that we continue to have people like Kamala in office, in power, running this country, setting the tone, paving the way, and protecting our rights. I mean, she has done it at every stage in her career, making sure that, the gay trans panic defense wasn't something that people can use to say that they panic and can get away with killing us. She's making sure that the Respect for Marriage Act was passed. She's going to continue to do these things, and we need to make sure that we have people in office who are going to be looking out for our best interests. It's people who know what it's like to be marginalized and to say, we're coming out the margins, we're going straight to the top. And what concerns you as a community concerns me as a leader. And that's what I see in Kamala Harris, and that's why I'm here to support her.
Thank you. Brian Michael Smith, before we let you go, what's your one word you want to give the crowd?
Fight, baby. We're here to fight.
Fight.
That's it. Thank you. We love you.
Thank you.
Go do your sexy thing. And then we're turning it over to my senator. Come on, Cher. Come on, Senator John.
305.
305 in the house. First of all, thank y'all. I'm fanboying right now. Y'all don't understand. Florida is right front and center leading this conversation. So I'm excited. And then y'all listen, you got Michael just finished, and I see Don Lemon. What do y'all got me doing right now? Gee whiz. Listen, I know I'm joking, but I'll tell you all something that this is my fourth call tonight. And while I'm joking, this is a very serious matter that we're in right now. Listen, you all know what we are up against, so I don't have to tell you that. You know what it means to feel lost and left out, so I don't have to tell you. I'm with Kamala because I live in a state where the alternative was the impetus behind the policies we are seeing right now. And that's the state of Florida. We have the opportunity, y'all. We have the opportunity to reshape the future that our children will see. We have the opportunity to reimagine what America can be, because we've done it before. We know what it means to give her something to vote for, to organize behind it, and win behind that. We know what that means because we've done it before. So I don't have to tell people on this call how important this race is, because we've seen what happens when we don't show up. We see what happens when we don't organize. Don't get it twisted. You know, the Republicans are extremely scared because they know what we have known all the while, and that is that she can win. And we know she can win. And because they see that she can win. Because they see the organizing that's happening all across this country. So they know that they are in trouble. My friend Michelle, who you will hear from in a few minutes, she says something all the time, and I'm going to say it to you all. You can't compare where you don't compete. This is not a competition, so there's no true comparison. Even if we don't want to attribute the president's success to her, let's talk about the woman who has been in the Situation Room. Let's talk about the woman who has had to make tough calls. Let's talk about her being the first Black woman to serve as a U.S. Senator in California. And let's talk about how she has been the first Attorney General. What are we talking about here? You cannot compare where you don't compete. Here's what I tell you in my close here. I know many of you have been fighting this fight for a long time, and I'm so happy. I mean, I'm so happy to see Don on here because he is literally someone who I can't wait to hear from in a few minutes. But I know this fight is tiring, and I know this fight is long. But I'm gonna tell you something my grandmother used to always tell us.
Come on,
before
Grandma.
you give up, give it another try. You'll be surprised what you find out. Trust you. I trust us. And I know that what we're going to continue to do is build community as we're doing right now. We have to organize, because I know for a fact, when we organize, we win. When we fight, we win. And in this battle, they're losing. So I know we're winning. Take care, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Chev.
You said the word. You all keep giving again. Text out 2024 to 472-472. I want to just say this. We have so many speakers coming. We're lining them up and moving them fast. So we're like pushing our speakers here, but we're going to the next person who was about to battle Brian Michael Smith for sexiest man alive. Take it away, Don Lemon.
Sexiest man alive. I didn't know my mic was open. I was joking, but kind of joking. You know, we're all sexy. Listen, I want to thank the senator for the kind words and for what he said. But let me just say, he said it's his fourth call tonight. This is my third call tonight. The second one I've spoken on, but this is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's been so many. The first one was Black. We got to give a shout out to Black women because they started all of this, right? 40,000 strong on a Zoom call. Black men took up their challenge. I listened to the women for a bit, and then it crashed, and then they fixed it. And then I was in Europe, and I listened to that. I went on the men's call. It was 3 a.m. where I was. I wasn't going to miss that for the world. And it was an amazing testimony being given on that call. And then I was on the call for Black LGBT, and I want to shout out Rashard Robinson and Emil Wilberkin and Alfonso David for inviting me to speak on that call. Everyone is doing what they can. And then did you guys know, as we're doing this here, white women have broken the internet 150,000 strong. It's the largest Zoom call in history. And so I say that because we're not in competition with each other. We should all be doing this together. My challenge, because white women followed up because of Black women Black men followed up because of Black women. We're following up in large part because of Black women. They had that idea. People may have had these ideas independently, but we're coming after Black women who are always saving democracy. My challenge now is to white men. Where are you? That's what my challenge is. So white men, I want you to get on the internet. I want you to break the internet. I want you to raise more money than anybody else. So I'm challenging everybody to do this. We're all in this together. Now, let me tell you, I had not witnessed anything like this politically since Barack Obama. Barack Obama was not my state senator, but he was a state senator when I lived in Chicago. And I haven't seen excitement around any political movement, any politician like this since Barack Obama, not even you know who we're trying to be unburdened by what has been from him. And so I haven't seen a movement like this. But when I spoke with James Carville last night, the great James Carville, who's from my hometown in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and he said, this is all exciting. This is great. I believe she can win. I know that she can win, but I want to see this excitement come October on into November, all the way up until Election Day. That's when we know it will be real, okay? I went to the grocery store today, y'all. This woman came up to me, she said, oh, Don, I'm Francesca, I love watching you, I miss you on CNN. And she said, can I have a hug? I said, yes. And when she hugged me, you know what she said in my ear? She said, how about that Kamala Harris?
How about her?
And I said, well, I'll be doggone. And the other lady came in, this was a sister, came over and said, same thing. How about that Kamala Harris? Don, I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win. So I think so too. And now there have been a lot of people here, but listen, as I say that, don't underestimate your opponent. Don't take it for granted. You have to stay in the fight. You've got to be vigilant. You can't let the media steal the narrative. If you are in the media or you're watching someone, you tell them, I don't want to hear any negative BS. I don't want you over indexing on MAGA folks, because we need to hear about the people who are actually doing the movement and who has been shaping our democracy forever. That has been Black people. We shape the culture. So we want the focus to be on us. Now, let me tell you about the first time that I remember meeting Kamala Harris. I know I met her before in California, but the thing that sticks out to me is that I was doing a town hall with Kamala Harris. And we met after the town hall, and she said, let's just talk after the town hall. It was a great town hall. It was great. It was on CNN. And, we bonded over, I said, I'm gay or whatever, and I just met someone, we just got engaged. And she said, well, talk to me about it. So we bonded over that, and we bonded over being in interracial relationships. And she said, let me give you some advice. And every single time I spoke with her, she asked me how my partner's doing, how's my relationship going, when are you getting married? When we finally got married, I got this in the mail.
Oh, wow.
From Kamala Harris, from the office of the vice president, from Kamala and Doug. And I had not seen it because I hadn't been home. I saw her at Essence and she said to me, hey, Don, did you get my present? And I said, no, I didn't. She goes, I sent you a wedding present. By the way, how is Tim? And then we had a conversation and she said, say hello to Tim. Now, people who don't really care, who are just giving you lip service, are not going to ask you about your family. They're not going to send you things like that. Now, I know.
No, wait. I gotta ask you, because
yes,
we're about to move, but here's the question.
Yeah.
To inspire people on this call, what's your one word?
My one word is fight. That's my one word. And we can't let the person steal that word. The person that said fight, we fight too. But I'm almost done. I say fight. Look, we know what Kamala Harris is capable of. We know how she's fought for LGBTQ plus rights. We know all of those things. We know what she's done as vice president. We know what the administration has done with the Equality Act. We have got to do our parts now so that they don't roll back history, so that we can be unburdened by what has been. And I'm talking about the Trump administration, okay? That's what we need to do. We need to stay in the fight. We need to mobilize. I couldn't say this when I was in traditional media, but I'm independent now. And I can tell you, I'm fighting for democracy. I'm fighting for Kamala Harris. And guess what? I think she is going to win. I, again, have not seen anything like this since Barack Obama. And when you have 150,000 white ladies breaking the internet, Donald Trump had better be scared, because here comes a Black woman president.
Look out.
That's right. You said it. You said a whole word.
You did.
Thank you so much for
Thank you,
doing
guys.
that.
Give money. We need it. We need it. She's going to need it.
Text out 2024 to 472-472. We're going to keep this going. Y'all, I got to keep saying, because come on, Florida is, we're usually in the news for all the wrong reasons, but tonight we're here for the right reasons.
That's right.
I have to bring in Amrit, Kapai, and Nicholas, representing again the 305. Y'all, if you
305.
don't know, that's Miami. That's Dade County. Take it away. Y'all are on mute. Unmute. There you go.
Hey everyone, it's Amrit Kapai. My pronouns are he, him.
And I'm Nicholas Kachukas. My pronouns are he, him as well.
So I support Kamala Harris because she is the essence of a cause worth fighting for. Our marriage, our ability to create a family, my personhood as a gay South Asian Hindu, all of these are causes worth fighting for. As an attorney, my admiration for her is boundless.
As an interracial gay couple who are pursuing surrogacy abroad, we see so much hope in a candidate like Kamala, who is going to fight for our right to have a family and for our dream to have children. I'm so excited to see her fight for our interfaith relationship, where hopefully we are able to put kids in public school. And to be honest, I'm a bit fearful about what it looks like for non-Christians in our public schools today with Project 2025, infusing so much direct Christian scriptures into public school curriculum. That's scary.
You know, we've all been bullied at one point in our lives. I will not be bullied as an adult. Donald Trump is a bully. Well, we all know that. Kamala Harris is a leader. Leaders exude confidence. Leaders exude hope. Leaders actually effectuate change. So that is why we support her. We support a leader. We are not going to support a bully, and no one's going to bully us or tell us how to live our lives. So please donate, please support, and we're going to make this happen in November.
We'll make it happen.
We're gonna make it happen. Thank you for being here. And you heard it. We've got to continue to fuel the fight. I gotta tell you, I got a little bug in my ear that says we are nearing another update, nearing some good news. I want to share it with you. We got to get to that threshold. I'm encouraging everyone, stop what you're doing. I know you're still feeling the glow of Ashlyn and Sophia beaming in from Paris. I'm feeling the glow too. Stop what you're doing. Get out your phone. Text out 2024 to 472-472. Tell 5 friends to text out 2024 to 472-472. Go to hrc.im/out2024 and give a little more.
Yeah.
Lean in a little more.
If I could say this, you all, we know you're giving. Who do you know that's not on this call right now? Don't wake up after November and have regrets. We all know what that feels like, and I will never have that feeling again. You all, we have to give everything we can to ensure that she becomes our president, and this is about everybody else up and down the ballot. We are asking you to give, and if you already gave, give again.
Right.
Inflation, okay?
Right.
So we're asking you to continue giving. Again, text out 2024 to 472-472.
We can do this.
Let's keep it going. We got our friend next.
We got our friend.
We
next.
got our
Listen,
friend.
well, you brought us down with everything is at stake. Now we got to lift it up with
Lift
Dana
it up.
Goldberg. We got to lift it
Come
up
on,
with
the
Miss
funniest
Dana
woman
Goldberg,
now.
the funniest woman on the planet. Dana, how are you?
Oh my God, Brandon, Nick, thank you for doing such an incredible job raising money, which normally I have to do on stage. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Dana Goldberg, comedian, lesbian, and childless cat lady. Listen, there's so much coming from the other side. We have got to lead this with joy. I am supporting Kamala Harris because she's going to be one hell of a president. The Biden and Harris administration has been one of the most pro-equality administrations we have had in our lifetime. She's going to continue that fight. And let me tell you right now, if you can get the endorsement of your husband's ex-wife, that's probably the hardest endorsement anyone would ever have to get. You know you're doing something right. There's so much hate coming from the other side. Our movement has always been about joy. You know, Kamala has been leading the fight. We've spoken about this, whether it comes to protecting us with, hate crimes protections or leading marriage equality. She was literally on a telephone. She will pick up the call. She's that person that apparently picks up the phone at 3:00 in the morning for her friends. We are her community. And I will say this, as a white woman on this call, we have got to support our Black sisters. We had a Supreme Court Justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson, a Black woman leading on the Supreme Court justice. We have a Black woman as president of the Human Rights Campaign, and we're going to have a Black woman as president of the United States of America. Our community is 65 million strong. If all of us get out and vote and take someone with us, we will blow this election out of the water. And please remember this, vote down ballot. Don't walk into that voting booth and just hit president, mark it, and walk out. We've got to deliver Kamala Harris a pro-equality House, and we have got to extend our lead in the Senate. We can do this. We've done it before. I'm going to be with you on stages from now until the election day, raising money, making you laugh. And I hope to see you there, HRC family and all of our allies watching. I love you. Thank you so much for joining us.
We love you back.
We love you right back. We love you right back. Okay, the next guest, I'm so excited.
Yes.
She may not be a Little Caesars pizza, but she stays hot and ready, girl. She stays hot and ready. Shonda, we are so thrilled to have you. This is the most exciting part of the night for me, 100%.
He means this. He means.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Can you see me?
We can see you. You look good.
How you doing? Hi, everyone. Listen, I'm super excited about tonight. Oh my goodness. Hey, there I am. Hi. So listen, is everybody ready for the first? I am so excited. I wish I had a board here. I should have did this in my conference room so we could check the board on this. The facts are that we are in the middle of history in the making. And if you don't believe that, if you don't feel that, then something is wrong with you. Now, I just heard someone talk about our feeling that we had in 2016, the day after. Listen, I went to sleep knowing I knew that Hillary had this locked up. That feeling the next day, I never, ever, ever, ever want to feel that way again. Kamala, Ms. Harris, Madam President, has done so much and will continue to do so much. And I want everybody to be just as excited as we were when Barack, I remember that feeling the night he was elected. I want that feeling again. Okay. I want people to understand that we can't give up on this. We can't give up. It's a short fight. 103 days we got, correct?
That's it. That's right.
We can do this. We can do this. As I was in my cycling class today, we can do anything. I kept telling myself, I was like, I'm going to get up this hill. Okay, I came in here, I'm on the bike, I'm already sweating, I'm already in pain. So let's finish. We already have been through so much. We've already endured so much. So all we have to do now is finish. Yes, you have to donate, you have to give. This is going to take everything in us. I am an introvert. And I know that it's going to take me getting out and talking to people, getting outside our comfort zone, making sure that we touch all the people and places and things that need to. It's going to take everything that we have in us, not just in our pockets, but inside of us. Also in your pockets, but inside of us also, because this is history in the making. And our girl has it on lock. I don't even have to, I'm not even concerned. Okay, I'm not worried. Now, she can't have Andy. I did say she can't have him for VP. She's gonna have to pick somebody else. But okay. All the representation. So for the word of the evening for me to push people forward would be unapologetic. You have to be unapologetic in everything that we do from here on out. We are fiercely fighting for this history in the making moment.
That's right. We don't even have to check the board for that. We just know we're unapologetic.
It's really very simple.
That's it. Thank you so much, Shonda. We so appreciate you. You said we are unapologetic in our support for Vice President Kamala Harris.
So you all, we're going to keep it going. And our battleground states are going to be so important. And so the next place we're going to swing this to is to Pennsylvania. We're going to bring out now Tracey M out of Pennsylvania, as well as then State Representative and future, y'all heard me right, Pennsylvania Auditor General Malcolm Kenyatta. Take it away.
Come on, Pennsylvania.
Wait, you on mute and we want to hear everything.
We got to hear
everything.
We are here and excited to support the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. Pennsylvania is ready. We're ready to put in the work. Here in Western Pennsylvania, we love the work of the Biden-Harris administration. They have stood with Black women's maternal health, a problem here in a way you might not understand in the rest of this country. They are standing with our youth. We want Kamala Harris. We want Kamala Harris because she's the future of America, not the past of America. Project 2025 would try to turn back a time beyond the time that this Black queer grandmother even remembers. And we need Kamala because she is the future. She's the future for my grandchildren. She is the future for all of you young people's grandchildren. America needs a future, not another past. And I wanted to quickly say that I think the word for today, out of respect and power of both my ancestors and Joe Biden, is sacrifice. This election is not in the bag. It will take all of us to get uncomfortable, make sacrifices. Those aren't all money. Those are oftentimes feet in the street. They are hot, they are tired. You don't want to talk to people and you don't want to talk to difficult people. Make that sacrifice and step up for the future, for my grandchildren and for the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Period. You said that thing. I didn't even have to ask you the word. You knew the assignment and did it. With that, we're going to give it over to, come on, Representative.
Yes.
So I am outside. I am in Erie, which is the battleground county and a battleground state. And I couldn't be more grateful to be with you all. And also, somebody told y'all that I love Shonda, so I'm happy to be in community. Okay, with like literally my favorite person on the internet. But in the spirit of being brief, you all have heard it. You know what's at stake. You know Kamala Harris's record. You all know that there is nobody more qualified to be our next president. And you know that on the other side of the ledger, we have folks who couldn't care less, and in fact are as antagonistic and aggressively backwards as you could possibly be. But as great as these candidates are, candidates don't win elections. Candidates don't win elections. You win elections. The folks who are on this call who are saying, you know what, I have $5 that I can give. I have a $10 recurring donation that I can make. I'm willing to knock on those 20 doors or to just go into my phone contact list and reach out to the people in my group chat and tell them what's at stake in this election. That is how we're going to win. But I want to just ask you, why do you want to win? I want you to really do this thought exercise with me for just 2 seconds and think about the person who you love best in the world. Just the person who you love best in the world. The person for whom you would drop your phone, run off this call if you heard anything happen to them. And I want you to think about the world that you think they deserve to live in. A world where hopefully they're free from the threat of gun violence, a world where hopefully they are able to have a good family sustaining job that takes full advantage of their talents and their dreams, a world where they get to be treated with dignity and respect and love who they love and vote how they want and be treated with the level of love that you give them every single day. And if you think they are worth all those things, then do what it takes to make sure they have that world. We can build it. We got to do it together. So I would say that the word for me in this moment is love. And I think about Bell Hooks, talks about all about love. You should go and buy that book after you donate to Kamala Harris.
Thank you.
Making sure we win this next thing. So thank you so much, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rep. Thank you. We love you. We also love Shonda. So we're all in this together. I'm so excited about our next batch of speakers. We're going to keep it rolling here, but don't forget, we're still raising. We're still signing up to volunteer. You're texting out 2024 to 472-472. You're going to hrc.im/out 2024. You're helping to power Kamala Harris to a win to be the next president of the United States. All right, so up next we have powerhouses across the board. First, we're going to start with Vermont's very own Congresswoman Becca Balint. We're going to pass it off to Sky Green, an incredible student leader. And then we're going to wrap it up with a conversation with another favorite Floridian, our very own state representative, Michelle Rayner. So Congresswoman, we're over to you first. Thank you. Thank you for being here tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me. Good evening, everyone. I'm Congresswoman Becca Balint of Vermont, the first woman to represent Vermont in Congress, the first queer person to represent Vermont in Congress. And I'm so excited to be here tonight because this group on this call, hearing everybody gives me the hope and the energy we are going to need in the next 100 days as we do the hard and joyous work of electing Kamala Harris, our next president. Now, I know many of you have been feeling discouraged by attacks on our community and worried as we feel the weight of the stakes of this presidential race. We've been witnessing overt attacks on our civil rights in Washington, D.C., where I do my work, and in state capitals across the country. And we know, as history has shown us time and time again, when we make progress, there is always a backlash. And we have been in the midst of that backlash. It's full of meanness of spirit, a denigration of democratic ideals. It's full of dog whistles and racist comments and deep sexism. But I know that we also have the ability to see this moment differently. It's full of possibility and promise. I want us all to embrace it. Don't give in to the cynical voices that say that we can't elect a woman president. Of course we can. Let's not have a failure of imagination. Of course we can elect a Black woman. We have to stop parroting this idea that we are only as good as the most racist and sexist people in our country. We're not. We have the capacity to do much, much better. But we have to believe in what is possible and then do the work to manifest it. So tonight, I want to remind us all, we collectively, we are the backstops. We're the change makers. We have to reject cynicism. We have to reject hopelessness. We have so much work to do to secure Harris in the White House, and we've got to dig deep and stretch ourselves. We must build strong coalitions, and we don't need perfection in the work, but we do need curiosity and a generosity of spirit and a vision for what America can be. And we have to be fully engaged in the process, even when it feels hard. We have to do more than what we think we are capable of. We got to be all in. Kamala needs your energy and your courage and your fight. And Kamala needs the gifts that you alone, each of you possess in order to do this historic work together. So I'm proud to be here by your side in this fight. And as Vice President Harris has reminded us all week, when we fight, we win. So let's go.
When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Thank you, Congresswoman.
Thank you so much. With that, we're going to Sky.
We're going to Sky.
We're going to Sky.
Please.
Sky, we're coming. And thank you for that word, Congresswoman. You had me write that down. I was like, we are better than the most racist people. Come on, I'm using that one. I'll give you credit. Hi, Sky.
Hello.
Well,
I mean, what a crowd to follow up. I don't know.
You got it. You are wonderful to follow up. Tell us from your voice, why are you supporting our next president, Kamala Harris?
Shoot, I feel like I didn't prepare anything based on what everyone else has come out with. But yeah, I'm Sky Green from Tucson, Arizona. I mean, I'm 15. I'm not going to be able to vote in this election, but I am rooting for a victory for Kamala Harris. In large part because I know that under her administration, like my rights and the rights of more than 20 million of my LGBTQ siblings will be not under threat, and we won't have to live in fear of what happens when our rights come under attack and where we need to go to get our care. And like it has been proven by, everyone else here, and by her actions, that Miss Harris is a great leader and a great ally, and like we need her in Congress, and we need or in the presidency, and we need more people like her in our government. And
We do.
but that being said, everyone deserves that, not just us queer people.
Guy, I got a question for you. First of all, I'm gonna tell you, don't ever discount where you're coming from.
Period.
Because I could tell you, I got a nephew that's 15 and we can't get him off a video game and a couch. And you are on right now telling folks and young folks to turn out to vote. My question for you before we end is, what's your one word that you want to share with everybody out there?
What? The community, I guess.
Community. Love it.
I really should have been thinking about this now, knowing that everyone else has been asked.
That's who we've got to turn out. Sky, we appreciate you. Keep using your 15-year-old voice, and I think we might be voting for you in the future.
I think so.
We will turn it over from there. Let's bring her. Does she really need an introduction?
She doesn't.
It's Florida representative. We are in here for all the right reasons. I'm not used to that.
There's a lot of Florida
flavor
flavor in here. There's a lot of Florida flavor in here. Now wait, before we start, Rep, first of all, it's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you. We love you.
And second, I want to celebrate with you. We just learned that we just passed $250,000 raised on this call. $250,000.
I'm about to run off the set.
And what better way to celebrate than with Florida's finest State Representative Michelle Rayner.
Hi, everyone. Listen, that makes me want to do a little twerk or something. I don't know.
Now I'm ready to twerk. I'm allowed to twerk. I'm not gonna twerk already. Come on, Rep.
Twerk, a Holy Ghost shout, all of it.
Come on.
Listen. So I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. Y'all, I'm exhausted. I have been working, and I had literally was waiting to take my NyQuil before I got in here, but I said, I'm going to hold myself on here because let me tell you what happened today. I was able to finalize an adoption for two of my best friends, two gay dads who were able to adopt their queer non-binary child. And guess what? That's what happens in an America where Joe Biden is the president and he hands the torch to Kamala Harris. That's what happens when we have love over hate. That's what happens when people on this call, we get together and we say, listen, when we fight, we win. And that's what happens, that we're able to have the families that we want to have, be able to create the families that we want to have with someone like a Kamala Harris in the White House. Let me tell you, y'all should know, if you follow me on any Monica, I am all in for Kamala Harris. I'm all in, not just because of experiences that I've had with her, being able to spend time with her. I'm all in because listen, right now, justice is on the ballot and the people are on the ballot. Our very lives are at stake. And she has a proven track record. My good friend, Senator Chevron Jones used my phrase, you can't compare what you don't compete. Baby, there is no competition. I don't know what the competition is. I don't know what we're comparing. We're comparing one of the most accomplished stateswomen that has ever ran for office, that's ever ran for the presidency, against the other person that's 34 times convicted felon. I don't even want to say his name because he's that irrelevant when it comes to, we can talk about our candidate. Yes, we understand what's at stake, but when you begin to talk about Kamala Harris, you begin to see people's mind shift. You begin to see people say, I didn't think about it that way. Oh, well, I thought she was this kind of prosecutor. Well, actually, let me tell you what kind of prosecutor she was. Actually, when we come with the facts, that is where we win. When we come with knocking on doors, that is where we win. When we come with phone banking, that is where we win. When we come with the donating our treasure, that is where we win. Even if you aren't able to donate, massive amount of money, I'm telling you, some of the greatest donations that meant the most to me is that $1 donation, that $2 donation, that monthly reoccurring donation. That is what is going to take. It is going to take all hands on deck. And I'm going to leave you with this. I was thinking a lot about my mother. Many of you who know me may know that my mom a year ago passed. And my mother integrated the University of South Florida. She was one of the USF8s. And I am sad because I wanted my mom to be here because she went up for Kamala, baby. Baby, she was with Kamala when they were like, Joe, she was like, no, we're going to go with the Black woman. But I thought about what my mother endured while she was integrating the University of South Florida, what Vice President Harris's mother endured when she came to the United States and fought her way. And so, you know, I know we're supposed to have a word, but when I think about the word and why we are doing what we are doing, I don't know what type of families we have, you know, and Representative Kenyatta said, if you don't have someone, maybe an ancestor, you maybe have someone that you love the most. But for me, the reason that I am doing this in honor of my deceased mother. I am doing this in honor of my ancestors, because literally we are, all of us on here, we are our queer LGBTQ ancestors' wildest dreams. And it is incumbent upon us to do the thing, because they are giving us the strength to do it. They are giving us the fight to do it. They are with us. We may not even feel them. The Bible says, sorry, Nick, the Bible says there's a great cloud of witnesses. Don't you think these witnesses are looking up and saying, go run the distance, get Kamala Harris across the finish line? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to get her across the finish line. It's because of our ancestors. It's because of our descendants. We are perfectly poised in this moment to get this job done. I love you all. Thank you so much.
Oh, we love you so much,
Oh
Rev.
my God.
The collection plate is passed again.
Go take your NyQuil. Go take your NyQuil.
You
just
deserve
shut
it.
down. Take
You
your
deserve
NyQuil. Go
it.
to bed. Go on to bed. I'll call you later. Go on to bed.
Call me later, Fred. Call me later.
We love
Just
you,
go.
Rev. We love you. We love you. But you heard it here. We've got to continue to give. Texting out 2024 to 472-472. Go to hrc.im/out 2024. Let's see what we can do.
I want to say this. We're going to keep the speakers going, but you all, we still have over 3,000 people on this call. Just imagine if everybody gave $5 right now.
That's right.
Please give. Please do what you can right now. And again, text out 2024 to 472-472. Keep giving. We know you're here. We know you're listening. We know you care. And we know you don't want to wake up with regrets after November.
Period. Okay, the next two speakers I'm personally excited for, because I know and love them both. First is going to be my dear friend. We shared the stage together in Chicago. He is a father. He is a leader. He's everything. He's everything you want in a human being. Colton Underwood is here, and then followed immediately by another one of my favorite people, the state senator from the great state of Delaware, next to be Congresswoman
That's right.
from the great state of Delaware, Sarah McBride. Colton, it is so good to see you. Thank you for being here with us tonight.
Thank you for having me. I mean, following Rep and Sky, the one thing I can say is, like, it's so beautiful to hear like authentic voices and them sharing their perspective and their story. And I think that's what I'm here for too. I mean, I'm getting ready to bring a baby boy into this world. And, you know, it's pretty clear to me in this election who I want my child to grow up listening to, representing our country. I think that's about the only option at this point. And I love how energized and re-energized our country is. And, that, I mean, I don't have like a long-winded rally speech like the other two, but I'm just like, it's sort of, you know, re-energizing, and it's so beautiful to see.
We love you. Thank you for everything you do. We're doing it for our families. We got to win.
Families. Good seeing you again too.
Good to see you too. All right, Senator, future Congresswoman, the time is now.
Hello, good evening, friends. It is wonderful to join you all. My name is Sarah McBride. I am a state senator in the greatest state in the Union, Delaware. And as has been mentioned, I'm running to represent the first state in the United States House of Representatives. After November, I hope to join you all not only as the nation's first out trans member of Congress, but also as Joe Biden's member of Congress. And I want to take a moment to thank Joe Biden for always being exactly the kind of leader our nation needs at exactly the moment we need him to be that. He ran in 2020 to save our democracy, and he is passing the torch to a new generation, to Kamala Harris, to do that once again in 2024. And that's one of the many reasons why I'm proud to join my fellow Delawarean in support of our next president, Kamala Harris. You know, we come together tonight at a critical moment for the LGBTQ community, particularly transgender people like me across the country. Donald Trump, JD Vance, and their Project 2025 agenda are crystal clear. They will spend the next 4 years seeking to manufacture culture wars and to divide and discriminate. We saw it at the Republican convention just last week. After building up expectations of a new Donald Trump gracing the stage with a focus on unity, what we saw when Donald Trump took that stage was the same old self-serving, insecure, incompetent trust fund baby that he has always been. But I know our community was not surprised. We know Donald Trump. He's the man who governed based on pettiness and grievance for 4 long years, who incited an insurrection and mocked victims of political violence, who attacked abortion rights, LGBTQ rights, voting rights, and workers' rights every step of the way. That's what 4 more years of Donald Trump would mean. And that is the question in this election. Do we go backwards or do we move forward? Do we choose freedom over fear, hope over hatred? Do we return to the policies of the 1950s or do we build on the progress of the Biden-Harris administration, the most accomplished in modern history? That's why we must elect Kamala Harris to the White House. It's why we must keep the Senate, and it's why we must flip the United States House of Representatives to not only defeat the politics of hate, but to move equality forward, to pass the Equality Act and finally get it to the president's desk, to protect abortion rights, to pass paid family and medical leave, affordable housing, healthcare, and childcare. Look, we all know that our rights and our progress are on the line, but so is our very sense of belonging. And that's why we're on here tonight, united, to do all we can to win in November, because we have the opportunity and, more importantly, the responsibility in this election to show a young trans person who fears that the heart of this country is not big enough to love them too, that no matter what extremists say or do, that our next president and vice president continue to have their backs, that they are respected and protected, that here in America, LGBTQ people, trans people belong. That's Kamala Harris's America. And that's the America we can build if we can continue to summon our faith and our fight to win this election. Thank you all. Let's go win this thing.
Period. You see why we love Sarah? Come on, get out of here. That is your next Congresswoman from the great state of Delaware. Sarah, it's so good to see you. Okay, y'all. I don't know about you, but one of the things that I'm loving about this election cycle so much is the memification of politics. Brat Summer, I'm learning things about the internet that I didn't know. And what it says to me is that young people are energized in a new way, right? They're feeling hopeful and optimistic about what the future can hold. And that's why I'm so excited that we've got a chorus of incredible young voices that I want you to hear from next. We have the Trujillo family from Arizona who've been fighting and fighting and fighting to make sure that their family is treated with the dignity and respect they deserve. And along the way, others are treated with the dignity and respect they deserve. We have Arizona State Representative Lorena Austin. We've got Thomas Davis, and we've got Jay Jones from Howard University. What an incredible lineup right now. Trujillo family, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the work that you do.
Oh, thank y'all for having us. And I got my Brat Girl Summer color happening right now too.
You understood
brought
the
it.
assignment too. You understood.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I want to just say good evening and thank you, HRC, for bringing our community together this evening. My name is Lisette Trujillo. I am a parent advocate, and this is my person that I would sacrifice and drop everything for. My son, Daniel. As a proud parent of a trans child living in Arizona, the past few years have been challenging, scary, and uncertain. My son's existence and his future has been on the line as anti-LGBTQIA+ extremists set their sights on attacking trans people. With Kamala Harris at the top of the presidential ticket, we are hopeful and fired up more than ever, knowing that she will have our back and will create the kind of world that my son Daniel and our chosen family can thrive. And so thank you so much for being here, donate, and make sure to go vote all the way down ticket in November.
Thank you. Hi, guys. My name's Daniel. I use he, him pronouns. I'm so grateful for my parents, to HRC, and to all of you guys for having my backs this whole time, really. I can't vote yet. I'm only 16. I'm gonna be 17 in like 2 weeks though, which is pretty awesome. But since I was like 9, I've been using my voice and sharing my story in hopes that in times like this, people would vote for equality and fairness. And I'm so excited that Vice President Kamala Harris is going to be the next president of America. And you already know I'm going to be knocking on all the doors and making sure everyone in Arizona turns out and goes to the polls November 5th. And me and my mom also agreed with Sky. Hi, Sky. We're also Tucson.
Yeah, and we're in community. Our word is going to be community too. So community, let's join together and get this done and make sure that Kamala is president in 2024.
Thank you so much, you all. Let's keep it going. Come on, Rep. We're talking about swing states. Let's talk about.
Hey everybody, it is so good to be here. I'm State Representative Lorena Austin. I have the honor and privilege of serving the state of Arizona. In 2022, I was elected as the first Chicane non-binary legislator in the country. So don't tell me that we can't do this. Don't tell me that we can't make progress. And I'll tell you right now, we're not going back. We're not going back because everything is on the line. We're talking about marriages, something that has been established for so long. Kamala was one of the first people. Let's give it up for our future president, Kamala Harris, who on the day that marriage was passed in the nation, she said, let them get married right now. Not in a few hours from now, right now, I demand it. And we need that type of leadership at the White House, because I will tell you, here in the state of Arizona, our LGBTQ plus rights are on the line every single day. We see nothing but record numbers of anti-LGBTQ bills here in the state of Arizona. I'm doing everything I can to combat those bills, and thankfully we have defeated so many of them, in large part to Lisette and Daniel, who just spoke. They are at the Capitol constantly. I see them, but we're here to show everyone in the entire nation that we're not going back, and we're such an intersectional community. So every single one of us needs to reach out to all of our community members and say, it is right now. The time is now, and we need to fight. I love that word that Dawn said earlier, fight. I think if I had to pick a word, it would be adelante, which means forward. So we are going to not stop. We are going to continue to progress gaily forward for that, because I want to get gay married one day. So thank you so much for this having this event, because it is so critical and lives are on the line. But I know I'm just annoyingly optimistic that we're going to get the job done because we have Kamala on this ticket. So it is so good to see both of you. I'll see you all soon, I hope. But to everyone else, continue to donate, put your money with your mouth is, and thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. We appreciate you, Rep. I gotta say this, as a graduate of a historically Black college and university, I am so proud to have our next speaker, Jay Jones, with us. I'm like, are we jumping to Jay, or are we gonna jump to our video? We're trying to see. Okay, we're gonna go with our video right now.
We're doing it on the fly, y'all.
We're doing it, y'all.
There's the definition that says that you defend your country, whatever it does. And then there's the kind of patriot that we all are. The kind of person that fights for the ideals of their country. And that's what we were doing at that moment in time. Even though someone suggests that this movement was about subversive tactics, this was about going against the grain of who the country is. We knew HRC was an incredible leader and saying, no, this struggle, this movement, this fight is about fighting for the ideals of our country and believing in the ideals of our country.
All right. You heard it. You heard it from VP Harris. She has been fighting for us her entire career. She has been showing up for us, and tonight is about us showing up for her. So I just want to pause. I'm excited for Jay too. I love Jay.
Yeah, Jay's coming.
I want to see if we can welcome Jay with a big fundraising moment. If we can welcome Jay with a big fundraising push. So I want to see if right now we've got over 2,500 people still on this call, going on 2 hours plus. Right now, can we pour $10,000 into the bank to get Kamala Harris elected the next president of the United States. You know what to do. You're going to text out 2024 to 472-472. You're going to go to hrc.im/out 2024. If you can give $10, give $10. You can give $100, give $100. If you want to put the whole 10,000 in, we're not going to stop you there. Please give what you can. I want to see if we can make a big fundraising push right now, right here.
Yeah, when we think about it, the reality is, again, we keep asking, what are you willing to do? Sacrifice that lunch out, sacrifice that drink. This is the time, this is the moment, and it's up to you. You can't look for anybody else to do this work. It's gonna be up to every one of us. You heard Rep. Kenyatta talk about this before, where he said, this isn't just about the candidate. She's given us something to vote for. And Project 2025 gives us something to vote against. But you all, at the end of the day, is the person looking in the mirror. We're asking you to make a donation right now. We're still going. You're still on. This is the time. You all text your donations to out 2024 to 472-472. Remember, that link is hrc.im/out 2024. You all, I picked up my phone to give a couple times, so I know you can give. Again, if you know somebody giving their honor, also call your friend, your cousin, your brother, your sister, your sibling. Tell somebody to give tonight. It's not too late.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Okay, now you can welcome Jay.
Yeah, I can go back.
All right, okay.
Jay, where are you? Come on, Jay. Jay, y'all, for those that don't know, I rep FAMU mighty hard. Florida A&M University, the highest of 7 hills. Come on, Rattler Strike. If you're on here and you attended a HBCU, this is the time to give. We're going to have the first Black woman as a president of the United States. Jay, tell us why you're here. Tell us why you're supporting the next president of the United States, Kamala.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jay Jones. I am currently a student at Howard University, but in addition to that, I serve as the first ever trans woman of any historically Black college or university to ever serve at the highest position of Student Government Association president. I am so happy to be here and so ecstatic to be here. While my views don't support Howard University and their things, I am here on behalf of every single historically Black college and university to sit here and say we are energized and we are excited to be supporting our fellow HBCU alum, Kamala Harris. A fellow Bison and a fellow someone who has fought on behalf of HBCUs and our existence. I couldn't be more ecstatic and I couldn't be more energetic for Kamala Harris. If you haven't already, this is not just a donation that you are donating to Kamala Harris. This is a donation you are donating to trans women, to women of all kinds, to historically Black colleges and universities. And as Kamala Harris said, that sometimes when we break through the glass ceilings, that we have to be okay with the glass that is going to cut us. And as someone who has had to experience the glass cutting over and over and over again, I can sit here and say that we are more than ecstatic to be willing to be taking the cuts for Kamala Harris. She has been doing it for us over and over and over again. And so we are excited to be doing it for her. When I was running for SGA president, the number one thing and the number thing that we ran on was our campaign platform called Onward. Onward was all about moving our university onward and moving our people onward. And that's exactly what Vice President Harris is going to do when she becomes the next president of the United States of America. So onward, America. Onward, rural America, onward to the cities and onward to the metropolitan, onward to all the people who are in the comments. We are ecstatic to be moving the people onward, and I cannot wait to watch President Harris do it as our next president of the United States of America. Thank you all so much for having me.
Come on, Jay.
Come on, Jay.
Come on.
Jay, you make us so proud. Thank you for supporting our HBCUs, for representing us. We love you. We're excited about all you're doing.
We absolutely are. We love Jay.
We do.
We love Jay. All right, we're going to keep it going. Again, I love that young people are fired up this election cycle. We've got another pair of incredible young voices who are fired up for Kamala Harris. We've got Thomas Davis. We've got Elise Maxey. Thomas, how you doing? Thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me, and shout out to my HRC family and everybody that's there. But yeah, I'm Thomas Davis. I'm from Los Angeles. I go by he, him, his. I will also respond to hey girl. But yeah, as a queer person of color, and that is a proud millennial, shout out to the 90s babies, and a person that's living with HIV, it's difficult to find hope these days, for me. Even with the progress that we've made, over the past few years, I usually find myself turning off the news, burying my head in the sand, and just avoiding it because it leaves me feeling hopeless, depressed, anxious. But when it was clear that Vice President Harris would be on the ticket for us, I found myself finding a way back to hope again. And maybe it's because Beyonce was playing, two things can be true. But when something like hope is taken from you, from people in power, it takes a long time to find that again. It's difficult. It takes more than 4 years. But that's what Vice President Harris's campaign is doing for me right now. It's leading me back to hope. And to anybody else that's felt hopeless and is finding their way back to it, you're not alone.
We appreciate you. Thomas, I gotta ask this. If you had one word you want to give to everybody, what would it be?
Beyonce, no, I'm playing. It's hope for sure. Definitely hope.
Beyonce, you know
We'll
what?
take Beyonce.
Because freedom. Beyonce let the campaign use freedom, so we will definitely take Queen B.
Okay.
Thank you. From that, we're going to transition to Elise. Elise Maxey, one of our young folks, our student. Talk to us, Elise. What are you supporting our soon-to-be president, Kamala Harris?
Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Elise Maxey, student activist, organizer, and HBCU graduate. I am supporting Kamala Harris because on July 21st, 2024, I woke up from a much-needed nap to discover, like many other Americans, that the course of the election had drastically changed. The incredible thing is, I wasn't scared. I felt empowered. As a Black queer woman working in higher education as a DEI administrator, seeing Kamala Harris on the ballot this November fills me with hope. This hope is not just for my own freedom in the years to come, but also for the hundreds of students across America whom I'll continue to help live freely as well. With the current and potential anti-DEI and anti-LGBTQIA legislation, I urge everyone here, if you are not already registered, please, please, please register to vote. And please be at the polls in November. Now, do not vote simply because she is a woman, and do not vote because she is Black. Vote because she has been an exceptional leader. Vote because she will bring us together, because she will make this country, this world, a better place. Vote to ensure that the future of our nations is in good hands. Vice President Kamala Harris, 2024. Now, people, please get out and get in the field because we are not going back.
Period.
That's it.
We are not
absolutely
going back.
not going back. That's what the campaign just shared. We are not going back, and we know who's trying to take us back, and we're not going. You all, from there, we're going to take it over to Minnesota. It's cold, but we haven't forgot about you. Come on, Rep. Andrew Craig.
Oh, it's not cold right now. It's beautiful. It's hot everywhere else. Hey, I'm Representative Angie Craig, and I represent Minnesota's 2nd Congressional District. And it's such an honor to be with you all. Thank you, and we need you. My word tonight, I'm going to say it from the start, is believe. I was elected in 2018, part of that beautiful class of 2018 Democrats who came in the majority. I am the first lesbian mother to ever serve in the United States Congress. My wife, Cheryl, shout out to you tonight. And I have 4 sons. And today we welcomed our 3rd grandson. And the reason I'm choosing believe is because I'll tell you, 10 years ago, when I started running for Congress in this district that had been in Republican hands for like 68 of 72 years, nobody thought a Democrat could win, but certainly nobody thought a lesbian mother of 4 could win. So when we think about what is possible in this election, we're going to get Kamala Harris across the finish line because she's going to stand with legislators like me. We're going to work to make sure that the Equality Act is passed into law, and so many young people across this country don't have to fight the fights that we fought. We'll fight them anew together. So again, thank you. It's such an honor to be with you this evening.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We're so grateful that you could be here. Thank you for your support of Vice President Harris and for being with us tonight. Nick, I don't think this would be a queer event if we didn't have performers.
That's right.
Right? It just wouldn't be right. And
Come
so
on.
I am thrilled that we have some incredible performers who have decided to join us tonight, beginning with Miss Tara Hoot and then over to Miss Veronica Electronica. Tara.
Oh
what's
my
up?
God. This is so exciting. Can you hear me?
We hear you.
Everybody says that, but I'm old. I have to ask, darling. So I am Tara Hoot. I'm a DC-based drag performer. I was born in Terre Haute, Indiana, hence my name, all right? So shout out to all you Midwesterners and you Hoosiers out there, all right? Keep fighting the good fight. But you wanted me on here to tell you why I'm excited, all right, darlings? I'm going to tell you why I'm excited for Kamala Harris, darlings. I am so excited. Turn the page, honey, all right? That I brought bubbles. We love bubbles. We should all use bubbles. I'm so excited, darlings, that I went through my closet to find the most brat green. Who knew that was even a thing? And it's vintage too, darlings, all right? I'm so excited that I'm going to watch the last episode of the most boring season ever of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars, because who's going to be on it? Kamala Harris, darlings. I'm so excited I wear my purple hair because we're going to do what, darlings? We're going to wing those purple swing states, darlings. All right, we're going to make them blue. We're so excited. I am so excited that I got my puppet, all right? My puppet, he stayed up past his bedtime because he wanted to say what? It's a feminine nomenon. Oh, what? A feminine nomenon. I'm so excited. I'm drinking coconut water, darlings. And I put lime in it too because you put lime in the coconut. I'm so excited. I donated for the first time this campaign cycle because I was just so excited. I'm so excited. Flip that page, honey. I already said that out loud. I'm so excited. I spent 75 minutes getting in full drag so I could yell at you for 1 minute on a Thursday night, darlings. I'm so excited because my 22-year-old son looked at me today and he said I wasn't going to vote in this election, but because Kamala Harris is running, I can't wait to vote. And we got this. I'm so excited to be part of this tonight. Drag performers. I do story times here in Washington, D.C. The venues I perform at, we get bomb threats. The people in charge get death threats. I have religious zealots out there yelling at me all the time. A lot of drag performers are facing that around the country. We can't go back. I'm grateful for your support. I'm grateful for HRC support. It's just so exciting to be here. I mean, we perhaps needed this drag energy a little early in the evening to keep it moving, darlings, all right? But I'm excited to be here, and we're going to have a great drag performer coming here in. Come see us. Come see drag performers. The word I'm going to say for all of us, darlings, is energy. Keep this energy up. Look for the drag performers across this country to lead the way. Keep the fight going, and we can't wait to be part of it, darlings. Mwah, you're gorgeous.
We
love you, Tara.
We love you too. Thanks for having me. Now go to the next one.
All right.
Come on, Veronica.
Come on, Veronica.
Electronica.
The word of the night is energy. Oh,
Wait, there we go.
there
you
you
go.
are.
We hear
We
you.
hear you.
Wait, we don't hear you. Veronica, we can't hear you. Oh, no. There we go. Oh, we see where you
Got the
are.
American flag.
Sorry, I'm at play
There we
rehearsal.
go. No, we got you.
Can you
We
hear
can hear
me?
you now. We hear you now.
All right. Well, hold on. It'd be nice if you were looking at something. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
We hear
We hear
you.
you now. We just see Eric.
Okay, sorry. I'm actually at a play rehearsal. We have an opening night tomorrow night for a new show.
There we go. We
There
see
you
you.
are.
We've got sound there.
All
We've got
right. Can you hear me and see me now?
yes.
All right. Thank you so much. My name is Veronica Electronica. I'm coming from Nashville, Tennessee. Unfortunately, the first state in the union to have a law signed and on the books drag ban. And we have been working so hard to overturn that, and we have a lot of struggles going. But the word I heard earlier is energy, and I heard believe, and we have got to stick together, and we have got to get to the polls. All of my LGBT sisters and brothers and people of all genders and non-genders need to get together and fight for the freedoms and rights that we all so badly need. And I know that Vice President Kamala Harris is going to fight the good fight for all of us come November when she is elected president. And when I read books to some children, when I do our little get-togethers. One of the things that I love to read to them is a story about the boy who slayed the giant. And it's about a little story about a little boy who was always told, you're too little, you can't make change. And the giant that's terrorizing us, he's never going to be defeated. Well, you know what? He's just a little more cunning and a little bit more agile than that big, terrible giant is. So we have to be like that little boy, because at the end of the story, he slays that giant, just like we can slay the giant that's running against us here in 2024. So I want all of my queens, all of my kings, all of my performers to go out there and use that platform, use those platform heels to go out there and tell everybody that we need to get out and vote. We need to vote for our best interest and tell our friends, our family, and our fans that we have so much riding on this election and we need to stick together and we need to make Kamala Harris the next president of the United States.
You said everything that needed to be said. Thank you for representing Tennessee. We appreciate you and everything you're doing.
We absolutely do. All right, y'all, we're coming in for a landing here. We want to give you, I'm going to give you one last nudge because Kelly's going to get out here and give you a final update soon. But I want to give you one last nudge. This is about people power. It's about resources. It's about powering Kamala Harris to a win in November to be the next president of the United States. So if you've not given, or you're thinking like, maybe I've had my second or third cocktail and I'm ready to give more, text out 2024 to 472-472 or go to hrc.im/out 2024. We need your time. We need your treasure. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us already tonight. All right, we're coming in for a landing here. Next, we could not do this without incredible teams who are doing the work with Kamala Harris every single day. So it is my great honor to welcome our friend and National LGBTQ+ Engagement Director for the Kamala Harris for President campaign, Sam Alleman. Sam, you're hanging in there with us to the very end.
Hey y'all, how's it going? Of course, there's nowhere I'd rather be. Y'all, I am so grateful for Team AHRC and all of the orgs that signed on tonight. I mean, this last week has been a roller coaster. We are overwhelmed, humbled, and inspired by the outpouring of support that we are seeing for Vice President Kamala Harris. You can't put it into words, this feeling. But I do think it's important, despite the energy and the excitement that we are feeling right now, to ground us in that the general frame of this election and what we're doing here hasn't really changed. On one hand, we got a candidate who wants to ban books instead of assault weapons. We've got a candidate that if a national abortion ban comes across his desk, he will sign it. We've got a candidate that if, will not fight to protect our community and instead will vilify and bully LGBTQ+ children to score political points. And on the other hand, we've got Kamala Harris, who's been a champion for our community since day one, since her first time in public office, who we know will fight to protect our reproductive freedom and bodily autonomy, who we know will fight to ensure we have paid leave for all, and who's going to spend every single day fighting to protect and enshrine the democratic principles that this country was founded on. And so when I tell you that every single dollar that y'all give tonight, every single volunteer that signs up is going to make a difference, I think you just have to look at the number of days we've got left. We have 103 days till this election, right? But we really only got 57 days till ballots drop. People start voting in 2 months. They start voting in 2 months. And that means we need you right now to volunteer. We need you right now to give $3, $5, whatever you can, because people are making their decisions now. And we are excited and we are energized. But if I had to pick a word for tonight, it is resilience, because it's going to be a long 107 days or 103 days, excuse me. And it's going to be a long 57 days till ballots drop. And I cannot be more grateful for this team. I get to work with Brandon and Nick and all the others who have made this happen day in and day out. We are just grateful for y'all who have, it is 11:25 p.m. and y'all are all still on this phone call. And I just really, really, really could not implore you and thank you enough. And thank you all for what you are going to be doing in these next 103 days. So please join us. What's the text in, Brandon? I've forgotten it.
Text out 2024 to 472-472. I'm going to be saying that in my tonight, by the way.
Yes, you are, but
472. Sam, we are so grateful for all the work you do every day. I'm grateful to work with you. We're going to make this happen.
We're going to make it happen, y'all.
3 days, keep counting.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sam. You all, we still have almost 2,000 people on this call. Please keep giving right now. We're gonna come now with, you gotta end with like Wonder Woman. We've got Linda Carter, we've got Congressman Takano, and we've got Jesse Tyler Ferguson. You all, while you're checking this out, keep giving out 2024 to 472-472.
Hi, my name is Linda Carter, and I am supporting Kamala Harris because when we talk about Wonder Woman, we are talking about women who have dedicated their lives to the service of others, women like Vice President Harris. Kamala Harris has a vision for our nation to move forward. She is a woman to be reckoned with. Kamala has also been a long-standing champion for equal rights for all throughout her political career. As Vice President, she is an unwavering champion for LGBTQ plus people and is committed for being that champion as President of the United States. Donald Trump and his disciples are not about freedom for all. It is about fear of others. They want to take away the rights of everyone MAGA Republicans are afraid of, which includes this incredible community. We cannot have another Trump presidency or risk Project 2025 becoming a reality. I'm here because it's my duty, and it's yours, to our children and grandchildren to stand up for equal rights for everyone. And I mean everyone, not just half the country. Kamala Harris is the candidate who stands up for those equal rights. So what do I need you to do? I need you to vote. I need you to vote, and I need you to register other people to vote. I need you to rise up and feel this opportunity in your very bones, the very bones of your being. I need you to use that energy to create positive change. And most of all, I need you to support Kamala Harris however you can. We love this country, and I love all of you, and I always have. Linda Carter, out.
Hello, everyone. Jesse Tyler Ferguson here. I'm just popping in to say a quick hello. Thank every one of you for being here and for being so fired up. I'm so excited to get started to get Kamala Harris into the White House. I obviously am supportive of her because I am not a crazy person. Also, I just wanted to admit to you all those text messages that you've been getting saying, will you definitely vote for Kamala Harris in this next election cycle? Press stop to quit, all that stuff. Those were from me. Those were for me, and I apologize, and I will probably not stop sending them, but I just want you to know that those are actually from me. Okay, bye.
Hi, I'm Congressman Mark Takano, and I want to tell you how excited I am that Kamala Harris will be our candidate for the President of the United States, because I believe she can beat Donald Trump. And you and I need to do everything we can to step up and lift her up so that she will be victorious. We need to decide right now that we are going to win this election. Not just win the White House, but win the Congress. Because if we don't have that trifecta of the White House, a pro-equality House of Representatives, a pro-equality Senate, we will not get the Equality Act signed into law. And that's going to be my job, it's going to be your job, it's going to be all our jobs to make sure that we set the conditions for full equality in November. Are you up for it? I know you are. So let's all commit and pledge together that the government of the people, for the people, and by the people will not perish from this earth, and that we are going to save our democracy against Donald Trump and Trumpism.
Woo! Yay! We did it! Yes. Hey y'all.
I'm Kelly, president of HRC. You got Rodrigo from A4TE that are back here to round us out. Can we give it up for our amazing host? Come on. Brandon,
All in the day's work. All in the day's work.
Yes. I'm leaving feeling inspired and really being clear that November 5th is the last day of the election, right? We got work to do every single day until then. And this community, we showed up and showed out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got an opportunity here to make history together because we are at a crossroads as a nation. We are either going to go into the direction of, let's face it, authoritarianism and fascism, or we're going to go to a bright, shining future with democracy and freedom, and where all of us as queer and allied and trans people can be our full selves. And it is up to each and every one of us and all of you at home to make that a reality. We have that opportunity now.
Yeah, so let's tell them what we accomplished. We together had over 20,000 people across all platforms join us tonight. Over 20,000.
And we had over 1,500 people sign up to volunteer.
Yes, yes. And we raised over $300,000. All of you, Kamala Harris, we are so excited, y'all. So again, thank you so much for being with us. This is the start to something and not the end. And I cannot wait not only to get Kamala Harris elected, but to get to where Rigo said we're going, all the way to freedom.
That's right.
And I want to invite all the staff in here that have been working on this event. Come on up. Come on.
Yeah,
Don't be shy.
They're coming.
Come on.
There's so many
Team
people
effort.
work behind the scenes
It
to
took
make
a
this
village.
possible.
I'm telling you.
Thank you, all of you.
Yes.
Way more people than you're even able to see here.
So many folks virtually, y'all. This is about getting to freedom. So we're going to close you out with this. Beyonce's own words in Kamala Harris's campaign video, y'all, are going to round us out tonight. And we're going to do a little dance party up here.
Yeah. Oh, I'm ready.
Are we? I'm ready.
Yeah.
The anticipation.
Oh my goodness. We might have to start singing in a minute. I can't move.
It's the karaoke version.
Here it is.
In this election, we each face a question. What kind of country do we want to live in? There are some people who think we should be a country of chaos, of fear, of hate. But us, we choose something different. In this election, we each face a question. What kind of country do we want to live in? There are some people who think we should be a country of chaos, of fear, of hate. But us, we choose something different. We choose freedom. The freedom not just to get by, but get ahead. The freedom to be safe from gun violence. The freedom to make decisions about your own body. We choose a future where no child lives in poverty, where we can all afford health care, where no one is above the law. We believe in the promise of America, and we're ready to fight for it. Because when we fight, we win. So join us. Go to KamalaHarris.com and let's get to work.
I'ma keep on running 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves.